Here we go. We should be on. Sorry, I just went into the wrong thing, and then here we are. Sorry, I gave you no heads up on that.
Look at Shinobi there. I love how
Shinobi
Shinobi immediately scrolls in.
I know. I was not
perfect
intending to do it that way, but alas, here we are.
Here we are.
So I'm using this view, but we're gonna play some old games on the Mister, and we are just going to hang out tonight.
Just no real plans tonight. It's gonna be more of a hangout than a do anything in a specific game.
Yeah, I just figured it's a good way to, it's our last stream of the year, and this is the only time this is the first time it's ever fallen exactly on my birthday. So I just figured it's a fun way to just hang out. Asking about the chip.
I'd like to point out that my CRT is a tiny bit larger than Coury's CRT.
Wait, what?
If you notice, yeah. See, my CRT's a little bit larger. just say
Don't make me fix that. Don't make me fix it. People were asking about the chip, and you know what? So I was going to say, let's do the chip. Or I could do the chip, but the problem is, so tomorrow morning, the family is going up to Columbus, Ohio to go to a museum, and we're going to spend a whole bunch of time there. And I felt like that would probably be a really bad idea for me to have the chip before I went and did that.
So we'll try to do it someday soon, though.
What's that?
We'll try to do it someday soon, though.
Yes. Who knows? Maybe next week. I think that, we're going to, maybe we can find time next week. So
I see Hardcore in the chat asking, when is the MLiG stream featuring Dark One X, aka John Lennon? We haven't even discussed if we're going to be able to do such a thing this year.
I talked to John about it today, actually.
Yeah.
I sent him a message saying, we got to figure out a time to do it. And he's traveling at the moment, but he's going to be back next week sometime, or at the end of the week. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have to do it remote again, like we did Grandia last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to find something else to do it with. So we don't know what it's going to be, but it will be a bonus stream. It's going to be later on, in the afternoon.
It'll have to be in the afternoon just because he's in Europe.
For his time.
Yeah.
Whew, okay.
Apparently I am loud.
You shouldn't be.
Well, Kento Zero says I am loud. Does anyone? Who else agrees?
Much louder. So I can go back and turn you down if I need to, or I can just do it from here. Oh, okay. So we are way behind on stuff.
Yeah. Why don't you guys?
I'll adjust your audio a little bit. And you kind of go through some of those.
Well, I don't know if can I get back up to? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, yeah. There was the first super chat was a $5 super chat from Vanessa. Thank you. Saying happy birthday, Coury. Hope you are well as everyone else here. Happy New Year. You folks are the best. That's all y'all. All y'all folks are the best.
All right, I got my Christmas pajamas on, so you see me walking around here. All right, I tried to fix it a little bit, and okay. For the record, I'm having myself a drink tonight. I'm having some courtesy of my work sent me a small little bottle of Chattanooga whiskey 91. So this is what I'm having tonight.
There was also a $5 super chat from Zachary Thomas. Thank you. Saying, here's for your copy of Dragon Wang. Happy birthday. Do you have a copy? You do have it physically,
yeah,
right?
That's the reason I set up this camera to this view is because I could just get stuff out.
Yeah. There was also $2 from Chris V. just saying, happy birthday, Coury.
Thank you.
Lots of folks in general saying happy birthday. Even happy birthday from Belgium.
Heck yeah. There it is. There's my dragon wang right there.
I got these really awesome. You've seen them, haven't you? The cases that I put my PC Engine cards in.
Yeah.
You should, because I hate those like card sleeves. Like they always feel sticky and they deteriorate and stuff.
Yeah. I didn't even have a system I can play this on. I just bought it because it's a thing. I've made it a thing.
Well, can't you use isn't there a Mega SG adapter for that?
I don't think for the cards yet. I don't think there's any way to play the cards.
That's SG-1000 though, right? That's not Master System.
Correct.
So can you not play that in a Master System card slot? You can't play SG-1000 in that? Or is it a region lock thing?
I never tried putting it into a Master System card slot. I assume that it wouldn't work, but maybe it does.
I have no idea, honestly.
I would be, that would be pretty awesome. I mean, I could try it right now. But I can't show the results of that because of my setup here.
There was a $2 super chat from Joshua Helmke just saying happy B-Day, Coury.
Thank you.
And then everyone in between that super chat and the next super chat said, happy birthday, Coury. Happy birthday. And then there was a $50 super chat from Rodark1. Thank you so much.
Ooh, dang.
I hate to say, but I'll probably be claiming a little bit of Coury's money on that one. Saying happy birthday, Coury, with a whole cake emote, a slice of cake emote, another whole cake emote, some glasses clinking emotes, some mugs clinking emotes, and a single glass emote saying also happy holidays to all.
Thank you.
And then €5 super chat from Alex Wilkie. Thank you. Saying, hey guys, happy birthday, Coury, all the way from Ireland.
All the way.
I mean, a few drinks and watching the stream. Hope you guys had happy holidays. We did.
Dang, thank you.
Did.
Yeah. Did you have a pretty good Christmas?
Yeah.
What gaming related things did you receive this year?
I got a Mega Man T-shirt from Fangamer.
Mm-hmm.
I got Oddworld Soulstorm for the PS5, and I got Monster Hunter Stories 2 on the Switch.
Oh wow!
Which that popped in my head as a game to ask for Christmas because I for so long felt like right on the edge of like kind of getting Monster Hunter, but not quite. And I thought, I want to give it a good shot. And I thought like maybe sort of acclimating my world by acclimating myself to the world and the creatures and the items you collect and sort of some of that stuff might be a little more accessible and like a standard RPG. Or it's really not that standard of an RPG. I mean, I've been playing it since yesterday, and I'm a good several hours into it. I've played quite a bit. It has some strong sides and some downsides. I mean, one downside is the frame rate is like the worst I've seen in a long time. Like it's so bad.
Really?
Well, which is like shocking because like Monster Hunter Rise, like I played the demo of it, and it's like it is by far like the probably best looking and best performing non-Nintendo game on the Switch. Like it is really, really impressive. But I mean, Stories is not a bad looking game. I mean, the character models and the cutscene animation is all pretty darn good. Um, but the the worst thing about it though so far is like the dungeon design is like really bad. And when I've Googled to try to determine like is this like are these dungeons like randomly generated, like that's for some reason not bringing up any answers or anyone even really discussing that. I can't figure it out, but there's like all the dungeons have these like common elements, like these common like even in like different regions. Like I'm in the second region now, but like the layout of the land and the maps are like these same areas that I've seen again and again, but they're maybe put together slightly differently. It's like Final Fantasy 14 1.0 to the extreme. It's kind of crazy, but that's not really what the game is about. It's not really about the that kind of dungeon crawling. I mean, it's about like collecting the monster parts and like building new equipment out of the monster parts, and and all that kind of stuff. Just like I guess real Monster Hunter is about. So I am enjoying it so far in spite of a few shortcomings, but I've been enjoying it.
Nice, nice.
Um,
That sounds that's
so yeah, that's basically the gist of my gaming stuff.
nice, nice. The only thing I got was a Xbox Elite 2 controller.
I was kind of hoping you could show that
Yeah, I
off
can grab it. You
on
want me
the
to grab
stream
it?
because like I've never really seen anyone like looking at one or like showing how like the parts can be exchanged and stuff like that. While you're doing that, there was also $5 super chat from Joshua Helmke. Joshua Helmke again, thank you. No, don't worry, Mark is overcompensating. I mean, it's like the difference between a 19-inch CRT and a 20-inch CRT, which like sometimes I think 19-inch CRTs are just called 20-inch CRTs.
All right. So let me turn this off here.
Where I'm looking at the chat, people were still talking about me being loud. Did you fix it? But this is a
It
ways
should be
back.
fixed now.
Okay. And then I think finally catching us up was $5 from Michael Palulius. Palulius. Thank you. Saying happy birthday, Coury, and Merry Christmas to all. Well, thank you. Oh, and then there was 1 second. $2 from Mitch B saying happy birthday. What is your gaming holy grail?
Gosh, I don't even know.
You've kind of got some of your holy grails, don't you?
What's that?
You've got some of your holy grails.
Yeah, like I don't even think about it anymore, honestly.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I think about. I mean, for the longest time, I guess like Suikoden 2 and Shantae was it for me. And Dave upgraded his Suikoden 2 to a slightly nicer copy.
Yeah.
And he sold me his for an extremely good price. And and then I just I bit the bullet and got Shantae. And I guess stuff like, Little Samson was for a bit, but then I got that Japanese copy. So, there you go. So I feel relatively set on those kinds of things. I mean, there's definitely like a lot of things like, a bunch of PS1 games I wish I bought before they got so expensive.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I see. I feel like I have most of the PS1 games. Like, I think it would be really cool. Like, I guess a holy grail would be like, Little Ralph, the Japanese game. Like, that would be super cool to have. Like, what is it, Adventures of Little Ralph?
Yeah,
because that's super expensive now. But I don't even think about it all that much anymore. I think it's just more fun to go and look and see what jumps out at you.
Yeah.
I would like to get
I don't
things like
have a list anymore off the top of my head. I mean, every once in a while there's something that I am actively looking for. Like for example, I don't think it's available to everyone yet, but like the Splatterhouse uh, uh, DF Retro that John did. That Splatterhouse had been on my radar is a Turbo Graphics / PC Engine game I should probably get for a long time, but watching that like finally pushed me over the edge. So I just ordered a Japanese copy, which is a little cheaper than the
Yeah,
American
but
version.
that's totally fine.
So I ordered that. So but I mean, so every once in a while, like things like that, certain games like that will like bubble up to the top of my mind.
Right.
But like in general, it's just like when you see it, it's the right price and it's something you want. You want it in that moment and you get it.
Yeah.
Rather than having like a
Yeah. I
firm
mean, there's
list of
definitely
stuff.
things like when we were at Retro World, it's things that I hadn't even thought about in a long time. Like, oh, it'd be really cool to get uh, Ninja Warriors on the Super NES. Like
Hmm.
that'd be cool if they had a copy of it that didn't have a destroyed label, I probably would have bought it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, like I don't think about it that much. And we are like working on our year end video right now for release on New Year's Eve, like as is tradition these days. And I have a little bit of a thing where I talk about towards the end of the episode where I say, like I didn't play a lot of like older games this year because I felt like what was kind of happening in the retro market like it took a lot of my excitement away for whatever reason,
Mm.
and I just didn't feel compelled to play like a lot of things this year. But I feel as though I'm getting that back. Uh,
Yeah,
I think I said
yeah.
it before, but this whole month, like this, doing like three pretty large episodes in the course of 1 month has been it's been a big wake up call, and like I've kind of gotten this rhythm going, and I don't want to lose it, so I'm just going to keep
Mm.
on going from you know
Episode to
one thing to the
episode.
next without losing that momentum. That's the we're going into the Mister video like basically right after we finish this,
Hmm.
and we're just going to keep on you know coming out like releasing videos, and just I'm going to do my best to uh, just keep this rhythm going, and keep on moving, and it's good because I was in this weird point where it felt like uh, every single episode we were working on, it was just like felt so overwhelming to me. Like I don't know if you have felt that
Oh,
way because you've
I
been like you've like really carried the channel this entire year.
well, I
And
mean, but it's been the reverse for many other years.
mhm,
I mean, we both struggle at times with getting our head in the right place to get all this stuff done. Like, I think I've said before, where like sometimes like every episode that you work on, it's just like, oh my gosh, like how did these ever get done? They
yeah,
get done every time, but like how? Sometimes it just seems like such a steep mountain to climb, and sometimes you just like you get your wheels stuck in the mud and you just can't get out. And that's been you the past couple of months. That's been me at times. I mean, it just that happens. That happens.
well, I mean, like it's just I feel like less just overwhelmed, and I feel more inspired. And
Yeah, I
I think
me
a big
me
part of
too. I
that is
mean,
also
I've
the way that I think that I've been feeling the need to like shoot more B-roll than I have, and it just got really tiring. And kind of the cool thing about uh this year-end video is that it's like so light on B-roll. It's like maybe like one clip like per game, if that.
if that, yeah,
And it just like it feels it feels like it used to feel like making videos. Uh,
yeah.
and I was saying it before. I said it before, but the we felt the need to really tone down the length after last year because we couldn't just like keep on making these things longer every year. Last year
Oh
was
no,
90 minutes, and I was afraid. You wrote
a
your
stupid
segments, and
amount.
they were as long
They were
as the
almost. They were
entire video
almost.
last year.
Yeah.
What?
Like I had somehow written so much that the word count. Like I didn't even realize it was getting this bad,
Hang on one
or that it
second.
got this bad. Like the word count was almost double what I wrote last year, which would make it my stuff almost the length of the entire video last year. And then I got it trimmed down eventually. I got it down to a little less. So I think my segments are actually going to be 35. But like what I had to do was, Coury did his lightning round in the Nintendo Switch Online controllers video, and I was like, okay, I'm going to adopt that. So like there were games that I had written probably like 3 to 5 minutes of stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
Especially games like Octopath Traveler that was just like so recent on my mind, and I just felt like I had so much to say, and I'm like, look, you're going to say this game in 30 seconds. Yes. So I've got like
probably like your segments like last year was like 5,000 words, and what you had before you edit it down, you had like 9,000 words.
Yeah.
Which probably would have been like an hour and a half.
Well, but the reality is I just don't have time to edit that right now. Like I cannot edit that right now. Like and get it done without we wanting release
to
it.
Like die and be bored out of your mind.
I know. I couldn't do it.
Like how many of those games would you have even anything captured for?
Well, a lot of them, but still, like, yeah, it's not worth it. So, I condensed. So there's probably like, there's like this like probably 9-minute section that's just me going over games in like 30 seconds. And then there's like 3 other games that come after that. That's like the lightning round is over, but I like still tried to keep them to that length just to make it work. But we gotta get back to super chats before you really get into this Wii controller.
Way behind. I see them like lined across the top of the screen.
I know. Oh my gosh. Because there was $49.99 from good old Sean Quinn.
Thank you.
Thank you as always, Sean. Saying happy birthday, Coury. Got any resolutions for the new year? Any for the channel as well? I mean, you've already talked about your sort of resolution to play games that are short enough and you liked well enough. Like if you think like I want to replay this someday, you're gonna make someday now. You're gonna play.
I'm gonna play it again immediately.
Your favorite games that you play next year, you're going to immediately play them again.
Yeah, I like the idea of that because, it makes me think about when I was young, I would, you play games over and over and over again. And I think about how, like, I know the games that I played as a kid, like, way better than a lot of games that I play now. And because of that, the reason for that is that I've played them so many times. So I'm going to really try to, if I like a game, I'm going to replay it immediately. And we'll see if that works out. But I'm feeling pretty motivated about it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the spirit of that. I don't know if I'm going to do anything exactly like that, but I like what you're thinking with that, and having done it with Ratchet and Clank this year. I think will definitely inspire me to if I just feel like doing that, what, why not?
And
there was also a $10 super chat from Rad Ranger.
Oh, thank you.
It's just saying happy birthday, Coury. Merry Christmas, everyone. And $9.99 from girlfriend Scott Davis.
Oh,
thank you as always. Saying happy birthday. Oops, nope, it's Coury. It's Coury. It is Coury. Saying Coury, warning for the Elite 2. The rubber covers for the trigger sliders fell off my controller and got lost. I ended up filing them off because no one sells replacements.
The rubber sliders.
Rubber covers. What does that mean?
I mean, the whole thing is like
the trigger
rubber.
sliders. What's the trigger slider?
I mean, is
rubber
that these
covers.
Things right here? These right here? But no, those are the rubber trigger sliders.
Does that something to do with the new paddles on the back or something?
Maybe I don't know. These.
Or is it the sliders on the like those switches on the back?
I don't know. It could be the switches on the back. Like that's the only thing I can think of, honestly. I just realized.
I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can say that. But in the meantime, there's also a 999 from CTB. Just saying,
thank you.
HBD, Coury.
HBD.
HBD. And then there was
good.
There was 10 Australian from J. Russell Retro Gaming. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Just saying Merry Christmas, Coury and Triforce. Also, happy birthday, Coury. Hope you got double the good wishes and gifts. Did you get double the gifts?
No, I mean, that doesn't really happen anymore. It was always cool when I was a kid because, you know, a lot of people would say, oh, you know, you must hate having your birthday the day after Christmas. But I always liked it because I could, you know, combine them into something really big. And sometimes that paid off, like with like Phantasy Star, my copy of Phantasy Star. I still have my copy of Phantasy Star, and like you know that was an expensive game when it came out, but other times it didn't. You know, I always joke about it, and you know my mom still talks about it. Is when I got the I spent all of my birthday money and all of my Christmas money on the Hive. For these toys called Sectors, and I spent all my money on this. Is like their castle, and you know it has like this glove that's a spider, and you put your hand in it, and you like can it eats things, and I played with it for like 2 days, and then never again.
How old were you?
I mean, I must have been like maybe like 9, 10, or something like that.
Oh, that's a shame. You should do a video on it.
On the Hive? No.
Yeah. I wonder how much. I'm gonna go on eBay right now and look up. What was it? It's just Sectors. It's like Insector.
Yeah, but it's
without,
like SE
without the I.
Is it Insector? I don't think it's no. I think it's what Joshua Helmicke is saying. The second one he's saying, where it says Sectors. I think it's without the IN. If I had it now, it'd probably be worth a fortune. Probably.
I mean, it doesn't look. I can't even find anything that looks remotely like it would be that type of thing on eBay.
But if you looked up, if you just like Google Sectors, the Hive, you can see what it looks like. I mean, it's enormous. I think I've talked about that many times on the stream, but I always love bringing it up because at least new people hear about it. I think I got it at this.
I think it's bringing up like some
Children's Palace or something like that in
bringing up
Erie,
like
Pennsylvania.
Destiny maps or something.
What's that?
It's bringing up like Destiny maps.
Destiny maps?
Yeah, because it's like
the Hive,
the lost sectors.
I don't know, but I'm sure that I've seen pictures of it. There's got to be some out there.
There was 499 from Nerd Fitness. Thank you.
Cool.
Saying Holy Grail of all games, Green Dog, the beach surfer dude. Green Dog. I was reminiscing that we were remember that when we were on our way to Chicago with Joe Redifer.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped at that retro store where I bought that loose copy of Shining Force CD. And I remember seeing a Game Gear Green Dog there.
Yes, yeah.
I remembered it because one of I think it's Brad in the MLiG Discord channel. I think that was like one of the very few Game Gear games that he does not own. And so I remembered seeing that there. There was also 1226 from good old Chris Shaman.
Oh, thank you.
No message, but
thank you.
thank you as always.
Heck yeah.
And then to finally catch
him
us
in
up, there was $5 super chat from Evie Chill 2.
Ah.
Saying, happy birthday, young man. I've resolved to finish the MLiG 7th generation side quest playlist. Just 7 games to go. 7th generation side. Oh, the.
Is that like the extras, like the bonus material side,
or is he talking about like back when we used to call like certain episodes side quests?
Yeah,
like
that lasted for like 2 episodes. Let's be honest.
Was the are you talking about the like the one where we had like the best games of the when people number generations like of gaming,
you never know what it is.
I never know. Like some people just throw those terms around like as if that's like the easiest way to like clarify what you're talking about, and I just like do not keep that off the top of my head. I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, I always will say something like, I'll say like PS3 360 generation or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, is that the 7th generation? I don't know. But that was a bad video. But,
looks like
wait, no,
more.
I'm no longer caught up. There was a $5 super chat from Drake 5017. Thank you. Saying, have a most excellent birthday, Coury. Any chance of an original Xbox RGB series video in the pipeline? Much love and thank you. Yeah, there's definitely something we plan to do. I actually got a Make Megahertz Xbox this year.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Although I think there is still plans for a Pixel FX one, but with they've got so many projects in the pipeline. I mean, who knows? We can't hold back for every little possible thing. So maybe we should do original Xbox sooner than later. But the video quality between models does vary a lot. I saw I think it was in a Twitter thread that Mike Chi was responding to people asking about original Xbox, and he was kind of saying like, in his opinion, like you really kind of need an HDMI mod for Xbox to make it shine, because he didn't think that the analog encoding in the system was very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand it varies from system to system. I mean, I still think it's worth using Xbox analog if you have the capability to do it with good cables. And this will make a perfect segue into actually finally looking at this Elite controller.
Yeah.
Scott Davis 499, thank you, saying happy birthday, Coury. Got that clarified. Huzzah. To clarify my warning, the 3-position slider on the Elite 2 is a plastic bit with rubber covers.
I see.
Both of mine fell off. So
both of these right here, I assume.
Oh, hang on, you're not really. I can't see. Okay, you moved it back into frame.
Yeah, these right here, I assume.
Oh,
which are
okay.
like the
so there's
these trigger like their sensitivity essentially.
I guess my fear with the Elite controller is there's like so many moving parts, so many extra bits and bobs. Like it seems like more things to go wrong, more things to wear down, 100%. More things to break,
That's why it made for a pretty good Christmas present.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't sure, so I was like, And I don't know if he's still here, but Paul Sutton is the one who talked me into it. Like, I literally wanted this controller specifically so I could play Gun Valkyrie with it. So suddenly Gun Valkyrie is like turned into like a $150 game for me.
Well,
But
not the game itself, but
right. But I mean,
yeah,
my effort to play it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I like the fact that it has a rechargeable battery and it comes with like a little dock for it, which is nice.
I mean, I didn't know it came with a dock. I mean, rechargeable batteries are not. Do you have the option to use AA's with it though?
No.
Because see, I gotta admit, like I've kind of come around to like, I kind of like the fact that Microsoft just lets you put your own batteries in it.
Yeah,
because
but I mean, I have.
That is a little more long term. Although I'm sure like people are going to come up with good replacement batteries for these kind of things eventually. So now there's also like replaceable sticks and stuff, right?
Yeah. So they come right off.
So how does that work?
I mean, they kind of lock in, but they're also they're magnetic. But I mean, when they lock in, like it's hard to get them out. Like I mean, you got to pull on it. But it comes with like some other sticks. You were saying like, oh, how about that? Like the really tall stick, and I was like,
yeah, you said that it's like hilarious,
stupidly huge. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the comparison here. I mean, literally, like look at this.
Hang on, I'm still waiting to see it here.
I mean, I wish it came with two of them because I think it'd be really funny to play with two of these big sticks.
That is.
It's stupidly huge.
But does it feel pretty good? Or do you feel like you have to reach your thumb way too much?
No, I mean it's probably okay.
Yeah, I mean the reason that it kind of came to mind was, I was finally finishing up. I started Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 a few months ago, and ended up on the back burner finishing it up, and I finished it up the other night, and for some reason, I don't know, this just all of a sudden started being a problem. This never happened on Xbox One. This never happened in this year of Xbox Series X. But for some reason, whatever you call the select button on these controllers, I don't even know what you're supposed to call it anymore.
The double square button.
The double squares. For some reason, I kept getting this situation where I was hitting that button from my thumb on the analog stick when it went that way, and it probably happened at least 8 times over, playing the game for 3 hours to finish it. It never happened in all the previous hours of playing that game when I was playing it
makes no sense to me.
Month and a half ago. I have no idea what happened. So this D-pad comes out too. So what are your other options?
Yeah. So it comes.
You have
with
one
that's
that's
all the pictures show this, and it looks like a satellite dish. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, no, I'm just going to use the traditional kind. I'd rather use that.
I mean, you say it looks like a satellite dish, but I mean it looks like the Series X,
right?
In fact, I think that's where the design for the Series X controller D-pad came from.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it. I don't know if it feels as good as even the regular Series X controller.
See, I actually really like the Series X.
It's not bad. It is not bad.
D-pad. I think it's surprisingly good. I think I've said before, I played all of Contra Hardcore or Hardcore Uprising with it, and if you can have a good time with a Contra game, then you've got a good D-pad.
It's definitely pretty clicky.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Xbox D-pads have been clicky ever since the Xbox One. So.
Yeah.
I mean, have you even played a game with it?
No. I saw a lot of people talking yesterday about how it was what were they giving away for free on the Epic Game Store? Prey. And I was like, you know what? I have Prey on the Xbox One. I should play that.
And
I was like, maybe that'll be the first game I play with this thing.
Yeah, I mean, John loves that game.
I know that I got it on clearance at Target for $7.99.
Yeah. I mean, I think you may have actually gotten it for me.
Yeah.
There too. Yeah.
But he has like different profiles. I like that you can, you switch between profiles with this center button, and you can assign 3 at a time, like to the quick toggle. But it can apparently hold up to 250 different profiles. So you could technically make 1 per game if you wanted to. Which is kind of cool.
Well, with all those magnetic parts, just keep it away from your CRTs.
Yeah.
Don't, like, I can see you just, like, without even thinking about it, just, like, setting it on top of a CRT,
Yeah. But these buttons underneath, like, they kind of lock in also. So
yeah, I mean, are they magnetic in any way?
They are magnetic, but they kind of lock in first. I see Tony Galvin is saying, did I stumble into an unboxing stream and unboxing stream on Boxing Day? It would be kind of, it's, like maybe that should be the tradition.
My fear with the rear paddles is like if I'm like in an intense moment of gameplay, I'm just going to be like tightening my grip around the handles and like hit them on accident all the time. Because like as it is, like I hit like stick clicks like during intense gameplay, like on accident, with not extreme frequency, but it happens. Like if I had like the crouch button like on that in like Skyrim or Fallout or something, like all the time, like in the middle of an intense fight, I would find myself like all of a sudden crouched. I'm like, why am I not?
But you
moving
can turn
quickly?
them off. Like
crouched.
that's a the default profile with no profiles activated is like these don't do anything.
Okay.
So you could just like have them off.
There was a while ago another Jonathan Henson $2 super chat that did not appear in the regular chat.
Right, I see it here. Saying happy birthday, Coury, or HBD, Coury. Really looking forward to the end of the year games we played episode. Yeah, I mean, like both of our segments are shipping up to be like 30 minutes each, maybe a little bit less.
Well, so, mine's gonna be like 35.
Okay, so I mean, it's gonna be about an hour. It's not gonna be an hour and a half, and it moves pretty quick. I think. I'm not sure. I think you have a lot more games than I did, but
Well, but I think that also gave. I mean, I had to reduce the amount of time that I could speak about a lot of them.
Yeah. And it's good. I think it's gonna be fun. And like I talk about each game, like like I think the game I talk about the longest is Ys 9, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about how that would be. Wow, it feels like that game came out longer ago than this year.
It came out in February.
Wow.
Yeah, and I put like 70 hours into it. But that's a game that I'm like, I want to replay it now that there's a 4K PS5 patch out for it.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny, and I actually haven't watched the episode yet, but I heard that he admits in the video, like in the GameSack video that came out today, it's just the games I played in 2021, and he admits hey, this idea came from my life in gaming.
Well, it's because Joe sent me a message the other day and said like I'm thinking about doing a year-end video, kind of like you guys do. Would you be okay with that? And I was like, of course. Yeah. And I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing yet. I mean, about halfway through this morning, and yeah, I mean, I think it's fun, and I think it's fun for people to watch because it's just like a mix of stuff, and you have no idea what could be next.
Unless you look over our backloggery histories, you might get some idea.
Yeah, I mean, if people are watching like our streams and kind of follow
they might get some ideas.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that it's not just the best games. It's not just
I mean, there's a lot
games
of
that came out this year.
It's
just it's the games we played.
Yeah. And it's funny because you look back at the very first one, it's like the games we enjoyed. So it's only But I went back and actually changed that title just to be consistent with everything else.
Yeah.
And Joe said to me, he says, like, I can't believe you guys don't call these videos My Year in Gaming. And he's got a point. I mean, he certainly has a point.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I've really gotten attached to the games we enjoy,
totally.
the games we played. Like, I've become attached to that name. I like it. I like that name a lot. I like that title.
You actually, like, I have this to like shoot some B-roll of it. I mean, you're speaking of East 9.
Sandy, come to see me.
My limited edition. I was going to shoot some B-roll. Look at the dust on the top of this thing. That goes to show you, like, I take the game out of it, and that's all I've done with it. Now you can shoot some B-roll of it. Like, this will have the most, because I got to cover a minute and a half of time with stuff. I know, like, I'm just playing with the controller here.
There was a $10 super chat from Don. Just from saying, who? Don. Not Don Corneo, just Don.
Oh, Don. I thought you were saying Dawn. I was like, because my wife's name is Dawn.
Oh, this is O-N, not A-W.
It would have been very funny if she like super chatted.
D-O-N, not D-A-W-N. But yeah, just saying happy birthday. And then there was a $2 super chat from Henry Clark. Saying happy birthday, Coury. Also, January Game Club vote live. Ooh, let's see
what's on there.
Let's see what's on there.
One of the reasons, like, as you look that up, you talked about, like, or Sean Quinn was asking about resolutions for the channel and stuff like that. And, like, one thing that we've talked about, and we need to, like, kind of figure out a way to do it, is to we want to just, like, kind of do, like, more casual, like, just kind of hangout type things, like, in our Discord. Isn't that what we were talking about?
Yeah. We should make that like a regular thing.
Yeah. Where it's just like, hey, or even just like setting up something. It's like, hey, this thing just came in the mail today. Let's check it out, and open it up. And I was like, well, maybe I can set this up that I can shoot everything at the same time. All I need to do is put, like, like I have work equipment, like, for my other job, that I could set up like a 2-camera setup and just be able to record both cameras at the same time and then just, like, edit that. So obviously, like, that's when it comes down to it, is like what I'm trying to say is that, like, more videos would probably be a welcome thing on the channel.
So the MLiG, the poll for the MLiG Game Club Game of the Month for January over on our supporter Discord is the theme appears to be remakes or remasters. New year, new old game. So Resident Evil 2 remake. Maybe my favorite game of last generation. Very, very possibly my favorite game of last generation. We never did that video. We wanted to, but we never did, games of the generation video that time. Ratchet and Clank, PS4. Black Mesa, the Half-Life remaster sort of thing.
Yeah.
And Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. I've played all of those except for Black Mesa.
I think I have Black Mesa on Steam also.
So yeah, everyone on the Discord, or who would like to be in the Discord, join the Discord and pick a game to play with the game club.
That is just Half-Life in general is a game that I have not played in so long. And I've only played it on the PC. I have the PS2 version. I should just play it on the PS2 and see how.
The PS2 version, I've not played much of it, but I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
I think it's actually
I'm so much more used to playing with a controller now that I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Have you played through Half-Life 2?
Oh yeah, I played
Oh,
through
okay.
many times.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, that was Henry Clark, and then oops, there was
There was looks like
there was Tom T17. Thank
ah.
you, 5 Canadian with a very good looking dog as the avatar, saying HBD Corey. Question for you too.
Thank you.
What would you recommend for playing a PS1 game on HDTV? PS2 component via RetroTink 5X or PS3 via HDMI? I mean, the PS3, if you do have, one of those systems that is backwards compatible, it looks very, very, very good. But the compatibility is not, especially depending on which model you have, the compatibility is not going to be 100%. But it visually it is actually pretty outstanding. But I do worry about those systems. I know that people did figure out like the capacitor issue that causes the yellow lie of death, so they might be more preservable going forward, maybe. But I do worry about those. Of course, PS2s have their own issues as well. Although it's pretty easy to get games loading. What's it called with the PS2 Fats? The what's the really good? Not the HDD loader, but the what's it called?
The GC loader. What or
No,
what?
no, 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 no. On PS2.
Uh, uh, now you got me. What?
I can't think off the top of my head
Not
what it
the
is.
OPL. That's it.
OPL. Yeah, I need to get that
Remake
set up on mine. Because I mean, lasers on PS2s are no sure thing either. But I understand that it's pretty easy to get replacements.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've got one PS2. My original PS2 does not read discs anymore. But I've got several other PS2s that do read discs. So I mean, it can be tough, but RetroTink 5X, I guess is my personal preferred way to play and record PS2. Just because it's you've got that assurance of 100% accuracy and compatibility. But I don't think I ever did a direct comparison of like how the PS3 backwards compatibility visually compares, but both are very, very good. I suspect you would also have less lag with the RetroTink, but that's just speculation.
And have you messed around with the new
I
RetroTink
haven't.
firmware?
No,
It's
no.
it's crazy. And now that it's out and everybody has it, I'm sure that people are talking about like how crazy, like the amount of stuff added in it is insane. I don't know like how he could do more.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. Someone someone joined the Discord a few days ago and was having trouble with a newly modded Super Nintendo Junior and RetroTink, and it wasn't looking quite right. And I had a little hard time like offering much advice because I'm not familiar with the new menu yet. So yeah, I need to get that installed.
Yeah.
Doing the knife thing.
Yeah, because I saw Sean Quinn mention it, and Sean Quinn earlier was saying I should take a drink for every time someone donates, and like I think that's a pretty good idea. And I'd have to go. I'm gonna have to go, probably get the bottle, and like I'm okay with that. I was just thinking though, like the last time I went out on my birthday was year before last,
Mm-hmm.
and we went out and went out for drinks and dinner with it was me and my wife and Dan Coons and John Linneman.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It just like
That's
imagine
right.
like hanging out. Oh, and Dan's wife came as well, and we went to
That's right. Yeah, there was a
16-bit
picture
bar.
of y'all, wasn't there?
What's that?
There was a picture of you all.
Yeah, yeah. And then we went to the casino here in Cincinnati. It was
Yeah,
fun.
that's
That was
right.
like literally like the best
I
time.
forgot you were hanging out with John and Dan that day. That's funny.
Yeah.
There was 199 from Benjamin Dovidio.
Oh, thank you.
Saying the switches on the back are for the trigger. So that adjusts their tension or something.
And it adjusts their, if you hold it down, like for them to activate, essentially. If you put it like on the long press, then it's not gonna like activate if you hit it for like by accident during
So it's like it's basically
mode.
like how sure do you want to be that you're inputting this command?
Yes.
That's kind of weird, but I guess I get it.
Yeah. I like how clicky they feel though.
There was 20 reals super chat from Guillermo Sousa.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Saying a little late to the party. No, we were late to the party ourselves, you know. Saying a little late to the party, but finally managed to get my relatives to go back home so I could drop by to wish Coury a happy birthday and happy belated holidays to everyone else. Now go get yourself a nice gift, mister.
And I did.
It took me a little bit to parse that. Get yourself a nice gift, such as mister.
I got a new soft box to shoot on.
Oh yeah, you went to a camera store today.
What's that?
You went to a camera store that we actually.
Yeah, I just, like,
the last time I was up there visiting you, we went to the town that I actually used to live in when I used to live in Ohio when I was a kid for 3 years.
That's it right
there. We went to a game store that had opened there, and I noticed that there was this like kind of cool looking camera and video equipment store.
Yeah, and
you've never been until today?
No. I wish that I'd gone before. Like I feel as though I'm gonna go there all the time for any camera needs, though.
Yeah, it looked like from the outside looking in, it looked like it might have been kind of awesome, but it was getting late, so we didn't have time.
Yeah. Try's audio is probably screwing up because I'm using the NDI, but this is it. It's like a lantern softbox. Sorry, it's like getting blown out, but
yeah, it's like an Asian style lantern except horizontal, I guess.
Right. But yeah, so that's what's going on with it. That was my birthday present, I guess. Because we use these like these smart lights. You and I both use them.
Yeah.
You know what I should do? I should just do this when we're talking. How's that?
Do what?
Better? That makes more sense. Everyone's saying, "Oh, do a quick room tour." I mean, I could easily do that. Jeez, I'm sorry. You can hear probably like lots of stomping around because they're chasing.
It sounds like some kids are playing with Nellie.
Yes.
There was $50 super chat from Exile.
Dang.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Saying happy birthday, Coury. Thank you guys for always entertaining me during my last hours of my weekend before I return to the work week. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know why Sunday night ended up being the time that we do this, but we now almost kind of feel this like obligation, like people are like expecting some people for some reason seem to expect it as their cap off to the weekend.
Yeah.
And so
we try to be my soldering setup over here. Let me switch back to it real quick. Like I set up all it just has like a lot of stuff on this table right now. There's a lot of stuff going on over here. I mean, you can kind of see this is my basement. And that's like my old living room TV that I set up down here. And I mean, It's a lot of stuff, just like, wires. If every time I see wires coming out of the ceiling or like in a big thing, I'm always like, what are you going to do? You did that video, like the first tour. I was like, I got this big thing of wires going across the floor. What are you going to
do? I don't think you've switched off of...
Oh, shoot.
We're seeing your overhead.
Shoot.
I see that Guillermo Sousa is saying I think referring to the softbox light that you bought, definitely a better gift than the one I gave myself for Christmas, which was Dragon Quest VI on the DS. Dragon Quest VI is definitely not my favorite one, but it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. It's lower on my list, but it's still pretty good.
But yeah, like it's not really a serious soldering setup. It's just like a lot of stuff on the table right now.
You haven't really soldered hardly at all for a while.
I did a recapping on my Super Graphics. That was like the last thing I did.
When was that?
I want to say it was like August.
What was it? Would you consider it to have been successful?
It worked because I did it before I did the Super HD System 3 video.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it was successful. But I was gonna say, like, it's just kind of, this is like the other side of the basement down here. It's like, that's like my old living room TV I mounted up down here. This is like, there's like the rest of the area.
Is that where your Xbox One VCR edition is for your kids to play Minecraft on?
Yeah, I wonder if he can hear me if I put this in here. Do you hear me through here? I don't know if that's working. Probably not.
I have never got audio to work like through the phone on the NDI. Well,
I might have it working. Do you hear me? I think so. I can go into the closet. You gotta let me know if you can continue to. Well, you won't be able to hear me.
I can hear you.
Well, now I'm gonna be inside here. This is like my closet area here. You see those?
I can still hear you fine.
You see those?
You're
waiting for it.
Oh, the VHS tapes?
Yeah.
Yep, there they are. There's a beep bag.
Yeah. That's got some of my own VHS tapes, like that I recorded like as a kid and stuff.
It looks like that beep bag is like very specifically the size of a arcade PCB.
Yeah. Well, you won't be able to. You probably can you still hear me?
I can hear you pretty okay.
Interesting.
Oh no, now I don't.
Well, I'm inside here now, but they should be able to hear me on the stream.
I don't know. Can you all?
Or what?
So do people hear Coury or not?
There's all the duplicate systems and stuff. There's the VCR right there.
Apparently, Coury audio is a tad fuzzy and echoed. So it sounds like you've got like your other audio source on.
Yeah, you're hearing me through the phone. If I can read that. Now I'm back. But that was just like through my phone as I was walking around. But like I think I pointed this out before. These are like my little contraptions that I've made using monitor stands.
Yeah.
Like that's where that camera is. Like that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
And I can just move it around. I screw up the shot here. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I could play the Pocket like if I wanted to.
Yeah.
During this, but I got like another thing over here, and this is what I've been doing with my Ninja. I'm putting it on there, and I can just like record it over here if I wanted to.
So talk about the Ninja a bit because for me personally, it's actually been a little bit annoying. Like when you send me footage captured through it because like I can't preview it in Windows.
Well, you should be able to.
Depending
it's
on the
H.265.
format, like the H.265 does not edit very well. I guess I just don't quite grasp
it should totally
how it is
edit
useful.
well. Like I think that it not editing well is maybe because it's been a long time since you've updated Premiere.
Well, and I'm afraid to update Premiere because I've got a lot of projects that use the old titler tool.
Yes.
And I think that's possibly been discontinued by now.
Okay, well that's the reason you've had a hard time editing with it. There shouldn't be an echo now. Is there still echo?
I don't know.
But that is the reason why you've had the problem. It's because it just you haven't updated Premiere in so long. But like I won't send you that stuff anymore.
Yeah, that'd be good.
At least until you update.
Yeah. But like I mean, how does it fit? Like to me, like I would mostly want it for like capturing like HDR gameplay or something like that. I guess I don't really get how it's helpful in like your workflow.
Well, I started using it the most when I was like, like I like to have a bigger monitor that I can carry around, especially like when I am like shooting off a CRT. It's like very hard to see like how prominent the moire is on the camera screen. So that's around when I got it, is when I was doing the downscaling episode. And I mean, I've experimented with using it more, and I don't know. It's nice to be able to record to it, like to an SSD, and I just I have a thing. I run a long USB cable like in the above the ceiling, and it's like a repeater. It has like you plug it in so that it doesn't like the signal does not deteriorate, which is like how I'm doing all this stuff over here. And I just use that SSD and I just like mount it, instead of like having to constantly eject the SD card and stuff. I don't know if it's like more wear and tear on the camera and so on and so forth.
I mean, it most definitely is, but real quick here, it might already be too late, but there was a bit ago. I didn't read the whole thing before you went off into the closet there, but there was a 499 from Scott Davison said happy end of the year, dudes, saying gotta sign off soon. So I'm saying it now just in case he did sign off soon. I don't know if he's still around, but just says sketch in 2022. Perhaps more cameos in the future. Oh yeah, Scott sent us the Roy Campbell cameo.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Saying cheers. Yes, I've got that Roy Campbell cameo backed up in a special place on my hard drive.
Okay, so I see that there's also $5 from Joshua Helmicke. Thank you. It's saying, Coury, tour your wall of games. I can do that.
Coury, tour your wall of games. Let's do it.
Right.
I don't know what the ideal thing for you to do in terms of your audio situation.
A little bit of an echo. If I want to bring my audio back up for my phone, hopefully it's all right. I'm just going to turn on the overhead lights. So I use like these like smart lights down here as like my main lighting in here. But I also have like shop lights, and it just like makes the whole place look sickly, I guess, down here. But it looks like a lot. I never kind of realized, like actually it's pretty ridiculous when I
I'm recording video.
Apparently, the doubled up echo is back.
Well, it's going to be.
Because
So there's no way you can do anything about it?
hang on. I can do this. I don't know how good good or bad it's going to be. But like I'm here. I'm here. Like, how does it sound? I don't know how it sounds.
I mean, I can hear you. I just have to try really hard.
Yeah. So I can't really make it so that's any better unless there's an echo.
Okay, people are saying this is much better.
Okay, then I'll do that. So right down here's my dehumidifier that I run every night. Here's my Toshiba.
I saw there you have, which is just kind of a random thing for you to have, considering you haven't even played any of the games. You've got, it looks like a special edition of Fire Emblem Echoes.
You know what? I got that because it was, like I saw it go up on Twitter, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get it because that was at the time when they were selling out super quick.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's actually a really good one. That is the one and only 3DS game on my list this year, and I wish I could talk about it for longer, but it's in the lightning round.
Yeah,
30 seconds, but it's a good one. It's a good one.
So this is like my portable games and soundtracks, some Atari games down there. And PC games and EverDrives and stuff like that. This is something like I didn't realize that this is like actually worth a bunch of money, and I got this at Goodwill for $1.99. Is this? It's a PC version of Silent Hill 3.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if it's like actually any good though.
I think it is. Like it's supposed that and the PC version of 2 sell for like a bunch, I guess.
Interesting.
You got the Karnoff Tiger handheld. But like a lot of this stuff, like a lot of the PC stuff, they're just like PC version of Ys games. When like I got the PC version of Ys Origin at the time because there was no physical copy of it. And I got like the second and third PC version, just so I had like I can buy them off of Good Old Games, and just like have a physical representation of it.
Yeah.
I got this like about a year ago. I bought this off of Chris from Classic Gaming Quarterly. It's like sealed. Which
I'm still waiting to see what it is.
I mean, you have this.
Oh, P3P. Yeah, I mean, I was gifted a new copy of that, but that was like back when it was not expensive.
Yeah. I got some of these. I got a whole bunch of Phantasy Star bead sprites that I just recently got back. Like my kids had them for a long time.
Henry Clark seems to be having trouble hearing Coury, but earlier everyone else seemed to think that your audio was okay.
I can't really do too much. Like there's only so much I can do, unfortunately. What I could do is mute my microphone over here and just use the audio from my phone. But then
I thought that's what you were doing.
No, I can't. I'm just using the shotgun mic. That is like I could turn this on over here.
I mean, most people seem to think it's fine.
I mean, whoa! We don't want that to happen. We don't want to get too close to that. All right. So this kind of
most people seem to think it's fine.
Okay. It's fine for now. All right.
Yeah.
Are you still there? Try. Are you still there?
Yeah. Is the audio still good for everyone?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of feedback though from you.
Oh. Well, why'd that happen all of a sudden?
It's not you. It's not you. It's because I had these turned up too far. There. Now it should be okay. All right. Sorry, I'm just like all over the place. You see that down here? You still have any of these?
Hang on, I'm waiting to see. Oh, the backlog plushies?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got tons of them still. But the thing is that check if yours has a sound.
Are the batteries dying in them?
They are all like most of the ones that I still have left. Like
No,
it's
it's
pretty rare to pick one up and for the battery to still work.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to take we actually made a permanent price drop on them.
Oh, really?
And you know, it just said, you know, and now we no longer make a mention in the, you know, on the sales page, you know, that they are supposed to make a sound. I mean, you can't really replace the battery though, because there's no like zipper to access the insides. So I actually cut one open and took it out just to take a look.
Yeah.
At the, you know, the thing that makes the sound, but yeah.
So like up at the top is where I keep like a lot of my big box stuff, and that's, you see how much stuff is up there, and there's like really no room for anything else. So that's why like I basically don't buy anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've got more like special edition type stuff than I do. I very rare. I keep my hardware boxes, unlike you. But
yeah, I mean, I give you all my hardware boxes. Speaking of which, I have 2 Switch Lite boxes for you.
Oh, okay. I'll take them. I don't have a Switch Lite, but I'll take a box.
Yeah, they're colorful boxes.
The mini console boxes are really neat, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I keep all these.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
I still got to get the Zelda one of Game & Watch.
Oh, the Game & Watch. You know, the box of yours that I'm really jealous of is the Breath of the Wild box, because that box is like so much nicer than the, you know, whatever the top tier collector's edition was.
Mm-hmm.
That box is garbage. Your box like looks awesome, and yeah. I wish that was my box instead. Oh, there's the chip.
Oh yeah, there's the chip right there. You see, I was grabbing.
Yep, how to beat number 1 of 50. I believe I've got 2 of 50.
Yep. And this is like definitely like that's easily my most expensive game. Like that, and probably at this point, probably that are my 2 expensive games that I have. But there's
Snatcher and Popful Mail. Is Popful Mail the most expensive Working Designs game?
I think so. I'm sure there's people that can answer that. But
you know, it's kind of crazy how not that many red box Genesis games you have.
I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's because like, you know, like gems killed it for me. I like games that don't use gems.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good red boxes.
I almost put this in the episode. I still might go back and put something about this in the episode, because like I am still waiting on like my replacement copy. I've never played this. It does not work.
Oh,
I thought about putting in the episode because I saw it in Joe's episode.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you know, I'd like to play. I'd like to try Paprium, but you know, it does not work. It's never worked, and I'm still waiting on my replacement copy, like, for a year now. I mean, it's... If you open it up... I think it's so funny you can hear it. That's like the inside of the game.
Sounds horrible.
Well, there's like the like a unnecessary heat shield in there.
And it's just like it's not even attached.
No, I mean I could just take it out.
You should take it out.
Yeah.
I mean, that probably shorted something out.
I mean that's that's the that's what people have thought, but I don't know.
There was $4.99 from Kevin Shane.
Yeah.
Thank you. Saying I can't wait for the year-end episode.
But
Yeah, and I can't wait for it to be done.
Oh.
I'm gonna load the switches in.
Uh-oh. She's here to get the switch case. You want to wave and say hi?
Hi. Do you have the thing that goes in between them?
I don't have a thing that goes in between them, but there's a thing in there that you can probably put in between them.
Okay.
All right. Good night. So this is like the most of this whole area you've really probably seen in this way, right?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I feel like you've casually done this kind of thing before.
Yeah.
So, she was asking about the Switch case. That reminded me, Sean Quinn asked if your version of Breath of the Wild came with that Switch case, and it did. I think the only major difference was the big black box came with the Master Sword in the pedestal. That's really the only difference. But both had the. And I still, I still use that Switch case. It is right here. I've never bought or used another Switch case.
I see something like a $50 donation, or is that from earlier? That's from Exile from earlier.
Yeah, I don't think there was a new one.
Oh yeah, Lubby94. There is definitely going to be a big tour because, like, I've been here for 2 years now.
2 years, yeah. 2 years next month.
Yeah, or 2 years at the end of this week. I moved here on the we closed on the 31st of 2019.
Okay.
But yeah, this is like my custom built. Like I put this whole thing together. This is like my console wall.
Yeah.
And like all this stuff is like
still don't have the most solid idea of how that even functions. Like it seems pretty intense.
Yeah.
It's just like the kind of thing that I feel like I'm just gonna have to see it in person to really comprehend it.
Oh, there's the chat right there.
Because I guess I feel like you don't usually shoot B-roll like up at it. Like you've never really gotten that close to your console wall.
I think it's mainly because, unless I turn on these overhead lights, like the lighting down
it's
here,
so dark. Sure,
is kind of iffy.
But still, like it's showing up good in here
with the lights on. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like so. I recently got new covers for the overhead lights, the shop lights that are like above the drop ceiling, and these are frosted, so it like diffuses the light a whole bunch. It makes it a lot more like probably a lot nicer looking in here than it was with those lights on. There's like my open box store ottoman that I've been using. That like I put like a lot of controllers in there and light guns and stuff.
Yeah. Wasn't that like your birthday present like a while back or something?
No, this was like my big ottoman was. This is like
so this one's newer. That orange
like
one's newer.
The controllers are. Like
that orange one almost looks like it's made to match the
chair,
the orange sofa that I've got in my retro room.
Oh, you know what? It probably would go well with that.
I don't have room. There's no room in that room for it though.
But my wiring it looks clean, but once you get to a certain point, like behind of all my systems and stuff, I run everything like through these like rails, like these railways. So it makes it look really clean, but there's a lot of stuff back here. Like you get back here and it's like not great.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like if you don't see,
or like even underneath here, it's like that's not great.
Yeah. I saw the retro couple ask, what kind of receiver, Yamaha. No, we both use Denon receivers. Yeah. The main reason being that John Linneman uses a Denon receiver, and he was able to confirm for us that the OSSC works great with the Denon receiver. So we just kind of went on good faith that the newer Denon receivers would also play well with the OSSC, and so they do. So that was really the main reason that we went Denon. It's just for retro compatibility. But the sad thing is, like, buying a receiver right now is like a minefield. It's bad business buying a receiver right now. There's very, very few that don't have bugged HDMI 2.1 support. And the very few that do have correct HDMI 2.1 support, I mean, for one, they're very expensive right now. And for two, they might only have one port. But, John got a thing for his. He got, I think, a Marantz for his new HDMI 2.1 receiver. And they eventually released this add-on for it, to basically... It's almost like an external switcher, I guess. But it adds like 8 2.1 ports to the one 2.1 port, and then you've got like the 7 or 8 other HDMI ports. So he's got like an insane number of ports on his HDMI receiver right now. I think it was also kind of expensive. So that is the part of upgrading my TV when I do get around to doing that I'm least looking forward to. Yeah. I do not want to have to invest in another receiver just to get full 2.1 support. There's that.
There's the photo, but you see it. There it is. There's the Popeye face.
Oh, there it is.
And all importantly, courtesy of Mark from Indie Game Searchlight, saving my butt after some barbecue. You always got to have some of these on hand, especially once you're in your 40s. These are your best friend.
Those are the same ones that he got you, huh?
Yep.
Same container.
Yeah.
There was a $5 super chat from Corpse 413. Thank you. Saying can't wait for new room tour videos. Any updates on the controller charge dock setups? Allowing you to charge USB, Switch, SNES, and 64 Genesis controllers. I'm not sure if you're the one who actually asked a question on that same video earlier. But the magnetic USB-C chargers, I mean, charging cables, maybe newer ones would be fine, but for some reason the Switch SNES controller does not charge on the one that I have, and I've not tried it. I really haven't figured out what I'm going to do. I'll probably figure it out by the time that I do my updated room tour video, which will surely be sometime this coming year. I'll come up with a solution for it by the time that video comes up. That solution could very possibly be just using a regular USB-C cable. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come up with anything more fancy for all those classic controllers, but that would be definitely something that I should maybe spend some time Considering.
I'm just showing off my different posters.
Oh, Arumanado asked, Coury, do you have Coury in the house for Nintendo DS? And, well...
I do. It's sealed.
Who sent that?
I think it was it a Good Vibe Gaming or Good Vibe Collecting.
Oh yeah, I think that's right.
I got this, but this is like I think my daughter has this somewhere in the house. I got
Has what?
This is a find at Goodwill. I was like, I'm just gonna get that. Why not?
Why not? That's a first party game, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
There was a $50 super chat from Seffi.
Oh, thank you.
Saying happy birthday, Coury, and a merry, merry holiday to you both and all those watching. Looking forward to the year-end video as always. They're always so interesting. More of my friends should do year-end videos for my entertainment. Seffi, I also saw, even though I don't really look at the Twitters anymore, I do still get emails from Twitter that's like, oh, look at what people you follow posted. And I did see it appeared that you got a PlayStation 5 for Christmas. So much congratulations on that.
Uh-oh. I lost my... I have a...
Oh, did you switch back to your...
Yeah. It's really funny.
Your microphone?
Yeah, I'm back here now.
Yeah.
So, it's funny because... I see Good Vibe Collecting saying, I'm glad to see that the note is still on there. And I still have this. I'm not sure if he's still here, but Paul Sutton sent me this copy of Jeopardy for the Genesis. It's still sealed. And he sent me attached a note to it that says, think MJR has a factory sealed Jeopardy? Doubtful. I always keep the notes on there if there is any. We should unbox this sometime.
You sound a little echoey to me. I don't know if you've got another microphone.
Because you're probably hearing me out of two microphones now.
Oh, okay. The one on the other side of the room, too?
Yeah, I can turn that off.
Also, there was $7.77 from you-know-who, Seven Kurgand, of course.
Of course.
Saying, Coury, are you able to showcase your PS2's power supply setup to your game system and maybe do a detailed video on what to get? I am still confused.
100% that is happening. And that's something I meant to do a while back, and I started to, but then I think that I needed to work on something else. I do have a beginnings of a script on that, and I will be doing that.
And then there was also notification with a comment that Scotter140 has been a member for 14 months.
Wow.
14 months. Saying, where'd you get the little FF7 cloud statue? I like the purple. Yeah, the purple's the classic.
I think that's just an amiibo.
Oh, was there? I think I have that.
I only got the original version. I don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't care about like the Advent Children style. I've been tempted, but not like I think there's a new series of just like the blocky polygon FF7 figures that Square Enix is selling now. I've looked at them and I'm like, oh, I kind of want them, but I haven't bought them.
I'm gonna go pour a little bit more of a drink. Is that all right? I think that's okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'll wait to read the next super chat then. Is Style Savvy seriously a hidden gem? I don't know. I feel like I remember when it came out, people were like, "Oh, like this." I mean, I guess it's at least got that Nintendo polish, if nothing else. But I can't imagine it being anything anything thematically of interest to me. Like crap about Coury while he's gone. Oh, nothing, nothing coming to mind. I mean, I don't really think there's much of anything I can do about my audio quality, unfortunately. It just is what it is right now. When we're going to release the tri-cut of the games we played in 2021, it's never going to exist. I deleted all of that excess scripting that I wrote. I condensed it, and I am not going to ever make all that extra video. I don't want to. Thank you for watching the Digital Foundry Final Fantasy 14 video, Bwanson. I actually don't have Endwalker yet. I'm waiting for the big rush to die down. I mean, even though like it seems like logging in is a lot easier than it was, I still just like I played all of the expansions kind of late, and I really liked the atmosphere of, this kind of being, an adventure with me and the Scions, or me and the other story NPCs who are out traveling together. And I don't like the idea of there just being hundreds of players surrounding the story NPCs.
Come here.
So I'm not going to wait years like I did on the others. I mean, that wasn't why I waited. I just didn't get around to them until later. But yeah, because I am excited, really excited to do Endwalker. So I'll probably do it sometime in the spring. One of the reasons I didn't pre-order it was because I actually kind of failed to do a lot of the, side content that was added in between expansions, because I mostly moved from one expansion to the other. So I want to catch up on some of that, and I've done a good bit of it now. So I kind of feel ready. Look at Sophia here. This is I'm watching Sophia on the BenQ projector right now. This might be the largest that Sophia has ever been.
Yep, she's gonna make it all hairy up here. Come here.
Yeah, I'm already seeing that.
Oh, hang on. I was gonna. She like really hates being held. I was gonna see if I like, and this is really bad because I'm trying to like. I don't want her to get up on this thing, and now I'm like willingly putting her up here.
Does she ever jump up on that table?
Oh yeah, because there's like a basement window over here, and she's been jumping up in there lately. Oh, she's getting comfy.
Right when you were going upstairs, there was a $7 from Mega X6.
Oh, thank you.
Saying, "Happy birthday, Coury. I hope you guys had a great holiday." Indeed, I hope you did too. And there was $2 from Juice Polydot, saying, "Enjoy coffee on me. Happy birthday, Coury."
Oh, thank you.
You better
I'm
go do that. I'm
probably gonna need that coffee tomorrow. Two drinks is a little bit more than I normally have. I ever have, honestly. I have no idea what kind of breed of a cat this is. She was a rescue.
I mean, people don't really think of types of cats as much as they do types of dogs. It seems to be less defined, I guess.
I mean, I'm trying to get her to roll on her back.
Is she sort of friends with Nellie now?
They have their moments.
Yeah.
They have their moments. But
Oh, there she goes. Sort of.
I'm trying to get her to
She's starting to.
lay down. I don't know. She's very, very particular though. And you know, it's just I wish that I could like pick her up, and every time it's like I'm like, you know, doing the worst thing that could possibly be done to her just by holding her. And she's like, she lets out like these guttural complaints.
There was a $2 super chat from Zane's dad saying, "Thanks for being born." Good job, Coury.
Yeah.
You know, you probably
I did my
gave
best.
you probably gave your mom like a really bad Christmas day 40 some years ago. You know?
Yeah, because I think at the time there was like a big snowstorm like the day before.
Oh.
Like the blizzard of 78, they called it. Does it seem really weird that I was born in the 70s?
I mean, not especially, but what year were you born again? 77?
What?
77 or 78?
78. Very
78,
end of
okay.
78.
Okay, my cousin was born in 77, I think.
Am I gonna play Shinobi tonight? I can play Shinobi. Should I play Shinobi?
Maybe if
All
you
right,
want to.
You're done.
Get out of here.
She's like, I'm not going anywhere. She's enjoying this attention. You know, since we got the dog, she will like eat up any kind of attention as long as she's not being held.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So petting, touching, all that's good, but holding, not good.
You can't make any movements towards her. She has to be able to like come over to you on her own terms. But you know, if I'm just sitting there, she will like won't leave me alone because she wants to get on my lap. But I can't pick her up and put her on my lap. She has to get up on my own.
There was a 999 from Terminal Philosophy. Thank you. Saying, "Happy birthday, Coury. Any chance of an updated game room tour video in 2022? Yes. And in fact, we're going to both do our own separate videos.
She's out of here.
Because we're just going to have so much to talk about in each one that it just makes the most sense to do that.
Should I go get Nellie really quick before I get into the game?
Yeah, why not? All
right. I'll be right back.
And then also any possibility of a Dreamcast or original Xbox Masterclass episodes. Thanks and Merry Christmas. You guys rule. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, whether those will be in 2022, I don't know. We were talking about Xbox a little bit earlier. You know, we actually, at the end of the 2019 video, I believe we teased, you know, like, oh, we're definitely doing Dreamcast RGB in 2020. And obviously, that didn't happen. Yeah, it's been an embarrassing number of years since we've done a console specific video, and I hope no one's like just like waiting to do anything with those systems before we get around to it. I think some people are, and they shouldn't do that. There's plenty of resources where you can find out good information about, you know, those systems, but you know, obviously we haven't done our own spin on it. But you know, I you know, I after promising it that one time, I'm not making any firm promises about when, you know, Dreamcast or Xbox might happen. But you know, it is within the realm of possibility. that they could happen in 2022. It certainly could be very possible. Oh, did they come back?
Hey.
There she is.
There she is.
Look at all that brown fur coming in.
I know.
Sandy. She's asleep. She's not even listening to me. Sandy, look. No, not there. Look up there. See that?
You gonna lay down?
Look at that.
It's funny though. I mean, she's not gonna get much bigger. I mean, apparently these Shih Tzus are
Sandy's looking,
they're
but
fully
she's
grown
like,
at 10 months, and she's 4 months now.
Really?
Yeah. You want to lay down? You know, it's funny though because we always have like such a good time when we play. Like, I feel like I play with her like a lot more enthusiastically than just about anybody else. And now I feel like I'm her like kind of her favorite.
Well, you know, the thing with Sandy is she can tell when you're not really putting your heart into it
Yes.
when you're playing with her. And she'll just look at you like, come on, can't you do better?
Can I rub that belly? If you roll on your belly or roll on your back, then I can rub that belly, and everyone can see you.
Yeah, we need to see your face.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to force her to do it. She's like, I'll just sleep right here. But like around 5 a.m, like when my alarm goes off the first time, or like goes off in the morning, she always wakes up. And she's excited to we bring her up in bed, and she'll just like flop around and, you know, get real cozy.
Is she still sleeping in your bedroom?
Yeah. I mean, she's still in our bedroom, but she stays like in her crate.
And she's not being like noisy at night or anything?
Well, she'll bark if she needs to like go out.
Oh.
I wish that we could see her a little bit. I don't know. I can't get her to. I got ya. Oh. There she is. But I think that she really trusts me. I mean, she trusts everybody, honestly. I got ya.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
You're okay. You don't get hair everywhere, that's for sure. But her tail cracks me up because it's like a helicopter.
Yeah. and she's one of those types of dogs where the tail like really curls up.
Yes. Uh-oh. Nellie. Don't you dare eat Dragon Wang.
She eyeing it?
You bite it, you buy it.
So I mean, what is, you know, the month and a half review of dog ownership?
She definitely like has me wrapped around her paw.
Yeah.
Yes.
you were real nervous.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's interesting because I just think that she likes, like, I just play with her a lot in a way that I think that she has a lot of fun with it. And then, you know, it's not like as intense as like the kids playing with her.
Chris Pratt says, I just picture Nellie eating your copy of Dragon Wing and it just suddenly plays the death jingle.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
That's the best part about every cameo that game has.
I know.
You always die in it.
Can I'm gonna roll you on your back. I'm just gonna see if you can get there. There you go. I got ya. I'm not gonna like. Isn't that face is hilarious though, isn't it?
It's pretty funny.
Let's see if I can get.
As someone said in the chat, such an Ewok.
Yes. I got ya. You don't like it because
I bet there are so many dogs like that whose names are
Wicket
or just Ewok.
Yes. She only barks like when she wants to play. That seems to be, or she needs to go out. Y'all done? You ready to go back upstairs?
She's gotten pretty communicative about, going out and understanding that going outside is the place where that stuff happens.
Yeah, she's getting a lot better with it. We are going to be taking a class though, like a training class with her. And it's like not just for us, it's just for like the kids, like learning how to, manage like just like dealing with the dog and like not being like overly crazy with her, because they have to like really learn too.
Yeah, I mean they're so excited,
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, I don't know. I just noticed that there was a $1 from Chris Fratz. I don't know if that message that he posted in the chat was also intended to be the message that was attached to.
It says, "Happy birthday, Coury," or as we Avali say, "Happy Hatch Day." How was your day? I hope Coury has a big blowout because he deserves it for all the info he's spread about retro gaming. Yeah, I mean, like, thank you, but I did not have a big blowout today. I know that I'd just be too hungover if I did. I'm gonna take her back upstairs real quick because I think she's ready.
Okay.
Can you say goodnight? Yeah. Give me a little kiss. All right, I'll be right back.
While Coury's doing that, let's see. Let's see what's in my Switch case here. It's full, as you can see. Actually, the stuff that's in it is not anything too carefully curated. Some mixture of things I was playing recently, some mixture of things that were in the Nintendo Switch Online controllers episode. Some things that I put in here because it's like, yeah, it's just an evergreen thing to play. Collection of Mana, Super Mario 3D All Stars, Cruisin' Blast. We got Sam and Max Save the World. I don't know how that ended up in there. I need to actually play that. World's End Club, I started that. I'm probably going to end up restarting it because I started right when it came out, but I think I was playing too many things at once. WarioWare Get It Together. I've not, I beat it. It did not take long to beat. I should do more stuff in it, but I don't really know what all there is to do. Animal Crossing, I haven't played this since February.
All right.
Why it probably shouldn't still be in here.
Who's ready for some Shinobi now? Took us a while.
Well, not that playing games was ever meant to be the point of the stream tonight.
Yeah. Let's do it. I got hair all over the place
now. I see Aero Monato saying huge Zero Escape fan. The World's End Club was extremely disappointing. Maybe that's a good sign for me because I did not love 999.
You didn't love what?
999.
Oh.
Like people are way, way, way into that. But I just did not. I did not. I just wasn't feeling it. I mean, I finished it. I got the true ending. I'm pretty sure I got the true ending. I know I did because when it ended the first time, it's just like, what? There's no point here. So then I got the true ending. It just didn't do that much for me. But I did like the Danganronpa game, so maybe it gets more from that. I don't know.
All right. Real quick, have you seen any of the like the Shadow Mask stuff? I'm not sure if it's in the Master System stuff yet.
What about the Master System
Like
stuff?
the Shadow Mask filters in on the Mister.
So did you hear the I haven't tried it, but have you heard the thing where you like supposedly can like
create your
add filters made from Mister into the N64 digital?
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't. But I mean, ideally, like all this stuff would become standardized, right? And like even if like the Retro Team could use it, would be amazing.
People are asking if I've seen the new Spider-Man yet. No, you have, but
I've seen it twice actually. I saw it because my kids wanted to see it too.
Oh well, no, I've not. I mean, I'm way behind on Marvel stuff. You know, I'm planning to do a big catch up sometime in the coming months, and I mean, I haven't seen anything Black Widow onwards.
Yeah.
So I need to do a bit of catch up. You know, probably the next Marvel thing, even though it's not MCU, the next Marvel thing I'm going to do is probably play Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
I think I might play that after wrapping up the games we played in 2021.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Someone asked like way at the beginning of the stream if I had seen the new Matrix yet. And yeah, I watched it on like the day it was released on HBO.
I don't want to hear anything about what you think or anything.
Okay.
I don't want to hear any opinions. I don't want to hear any. Well, the one thing I will say is no. I don't want to hear that either. Okay. I don't want to hear anything.
Okay. I'll be curious.
I will be curious as well. I have no idea.
You know, that picture of me with that Shinobi copy, I was telling Tri that is not my original Shinobi copy. I wish that it was.
I mean, the one in the picture is your original Shinobi copy. But
what?
The one in the picture is your original Shinobi.
Yes, but I do not have my original.
That's not what you own
wish that
presently.
I did so much.
Yeah. I like the sequels from the early 2000s. I liked Reloaded. But I did not like Revolutions.
You know, Revolutions came out, like, I saw Revolutions in New York City, like, when I was, went to interview for the internship that I got there, before I ended up moving.
Oh.
And that's literally the only time I've watched the entire movie. And
I've seen it at least twice. I mean, I saw both of the sequels in the theater.
You know, the first one is, you know, we talked about this the other day. Like, the first one is still so good. And I've seen the first. I saw the first one, I think, like maybe like 4 times in the theater.
Wow.
And I think I saw Reloaded twice. And that was more of a, like, I like it, but I'm not sure if I like it all that much. And we talked about this, about how you're afraid to see what the Burly Brawl looks like now.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that I thought that it looked bad even like when it was first released.
See, when it came out, like I thought, like this is the best movie scene I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Oh, I loved it. Well, I think a lot of people did, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. I thought that they looked like rubber at the time, and they still look like rubber. Although it's been a long time since I've seen it.
You know, at that time, I was like super into like CG special effects, and like I was like way on that bandwagon. You know, less so now. You know, I definitely have an appreciation for, you know, the more traditional effects, but of course, you know, CG is great when done with a sufficient budget.
Yes.
You know, when it's done as well as it's done, and you know, Marvel and you know the like. You know, it's fantastic. You know, especially like the de-aging stuff. Like generally, I mean, sometimes it's a little funky, but it's still like so cool. You know.
Yes, the de-aging stuff that Marvel has done has been so good, I think. And I mean, you haven't seen Spider-Man yet, so there's some good stuff in there too. I see that there was $5 Canadian from Sheldon Kelvin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying happy birthday, Coury. Thank you. Have you and Tri seen the footage of the new Taito Egret 2 Mini? The controller has a spinner dial. It rules. Is that the one that has the rotatable screen in it?
Oh, I did see something about that.
You know, I was not gonna I passed up on pre-ordering it, but then I saw that Strictly Limited is gonna be like bringing it to the U.S. and I was like, I'm gonna end up buying this thing. And not only that, but there's that new Astro City that just like has, it's like with the Tate screen in it. It's like they're gonna make me buy this. I mean, they're not making me buy it, but they're gonna convince me to buy this thing again.
And it looked like, from the picture I saw, it looked like the LCD was like actually like curved, right?
It might be.
It kind of looked like it in the picture, but I guess
I'm probably real quiet because I need to aim that. If I aim this downwards, it should get better now. Sorry about that.
But the picture I saw kind of gave me the impression that the LCD was curved.
I mean, like, I'll get it just because we had a really fun time doing that that stream with it. That'd be a fun thing to do again. Both of those.
With the
Egret and the
Astro City.
Astro City.
Yeah. Yeah, the Astro City. Yeah, it was fun.
So this is like one of the most memorable Christmas games I remember getting, and especially is memorable.
Oh, I thought it was birthday.
Picture. What's that?
What, is it not birthday?
It was not. I got that picture is from Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay. So you kind of stretched the truth with your thumbnail there.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't have any other pictures that would.
I mean, you know, for me, I feel like I might have even said this last week because we were talking about like birthday games. I think.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I remember so many Christmas games very, very clearly, but birthday games not so much. Like I feel like games on my birthday just like has not been the consistent thing that games were, you know?
I'm reading the chat. I mean, it all blurs together. I mean, you know, like Phantasy Star was not I bought it on my birthday, but it wasn't a birthday gift.
Mm.
This would have been my first full Christmas with the system, though.
Ah.
So I got the Master System the year before this for Christmas, and that was like a combined birthday Christmas present.
I see $5 from Chris Fratz. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Saying,
you.
I just watched the original. This is Matrix. Just watched the original trilogy over the course of the week, and thought all 3 movies were good. I'm about to get into VR chat and watch the new one. That's like kind of a very meta way to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Watching it. and it's very fitting. And then there was $10 super chat from Hal15900. Thank you. Saying happy birthday. Which game of your current library have you owned the longest? Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that Phantasy Star is probably the game that I've owned the longest.
That is your copy.
Yeah, I mean, I sold my Master System to my neighbor, right? When I got my Genesis, I sold him all my games except for Phantasy Star.
Yeah.
I kept
For
it.
me, it would probably be Tetris and Super Mario Land for Game Boy. Although, it's possible it could be Rescue Rangers because I'm 90% sure that my copy of Rescue Rangers is my original copy. Because I'm pretty sure I gave it to my cousin because I'm pretty positive she did not own it back in the day. And when I sold my NES stuff, I'm pretty sure for whatever reason I gave her Rescue Rangers. And then when years later she gave me all her NES stuff. Anything that I had bought for my new NES collection. A lot of those were games I just got. Funko Land, and in most cases, her copies were in better condition. So, like stuff like the Mario games and Castlevania games and stuff, like most of those were in better condition than the ones that I had bought at Funko Land. So, I now the copies of those that I own largely are hers, but I do. So I did then. I had a replacement Rescue Rangers at that time, but I did. Swap it for the one that she had. So it's possible. Of course, that one exited my collection for a time, so I don't know if that should count. But now Tetris, though, I have a couple of copies of Game Boy Tetris, and I'm not 100% sure I could say which is the one. Although, actually, I probably could, because I think one of my copies has... So the Game Boy Game Gear, I know you've got not Game Gear, the Game Boy Game Gear, the Game Boy Game Genie.
The Game Boy Game Genie? Yeah, that was just like I think I found that someplace.
Right, but you didn't own one back in the day, so you probably don't have it originally came with like little stickers that you could stick on the back of game cartridges that had the codes or several popular codes for each game listed. And my Super Mario Land and I think my Tetris have those Game Genie code stickers on the back. And my Super Mario Land actually has Mark written on the top in Sharpie. But that's those are probably the games in my collection that I am the original owner of, and have had the longest. Because those I probably got my Game Boy in. It must have been 91 because I think I got it for my birthday. I'm almost positive now that I think about it. I think I got it for my birthday when we moved to Ohio.
Dang.
So it was probably 91. And then I believe the previous Christmas was when I got Rescue Rangers. So
This was a 4 mega plus cartridge.
It was.
You think the plus? Oh, it's 4 mega plus battery.
4 mega plus battery. That's a lot of hardware on your cartridge right there.
Yeah. My favorite thing about this, my original copy of this, is like how wrecked the manual is.
Well,
because when I was like fully into this game, I discovered how to play it and like was making progress every week. At the time I was doing like a bowling league every Saturday morning with friends, and I would bring the manual every week. And it's like, just look at how like it's like yellow and everything. It's kind of gross. But when you get a game and you see a manual like this, like, oh, I can't believe they didn't take good care of it, or like it's wrecked. But when I think about, like the history of this manual in my life,
yeah,
it puts it in perspective. And I look at these other, games with bad, like in bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they have a history like this.
Yeah,
somebody loved it so much.
Yep. Yeah, especially manuals. Like I could see someone not treating the cart nicely, someone not treating the case nicely, and not because they used it so much or loved it. They just, they just didn't treat their things very well. But manuals, I feel like to put that much wear and tear on a manual, that takes love.
Yeah, and this is a bit thicker than most manuals you would see at the time. Look at these maps of each of the planets. Like, that's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
These drawings. And I like that they...
You were probably like looking at that and thinking like, oh, I don't think I've ever been over there. Is there like a cave over there or something?
Yeah. But I think that's where the... Well, I don't know what's there. I'd have to think about it. I think it's the town that's like surrounded by gas. I'm just wondering.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing I liked about Master System manuals is that they were black and white, but they really weren't. They were like blue and white. Right?
Well,
it's like bluish.
Yeah, that's true. I think Game Boy manuals were kind of a similar color scheme, actually, inside anyway.
I wonder if I wrote anything in here.
And I love like when I pick up, a used game and there might be like someone might have written like some sort of note or left something else inside.
Right.
Like I've got a couple of games that have like, I've got 1 or 2 Genesis games that have like a sticker stuck to the inside of the spine. Inside the case, and there's a little sticker that says like the date it was bought and the price that was paid.
That's awesome.
Little interesting bits of history like that. It's great.
There was a time where I really made it a point to keep all of my receipts in the box, and I don't know when I stopped doing that.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah. I didn't write anything in there though. It looks like.
But I found that I used to keep my receipts for a long time, and like from Funko Land especially, and after a while I finally got rid of them because most of them like had faded, like the print quality was just not very good.
Hang on, I'm grabbing something.
One of my favorite things is the I have the receipt for my PC Engine of the original owner like buying it in like 1991 or 1992 in at some store in Japan, and the print quality on the receipt is fantastic.
That's kind of fun. Let's do a couple of these.
Yeah.
Let's just like look through.
Ooh, there was just a Yo-Yo Yoshio that you'll need to pull from your other list.
Yep.
Thank you, Yo-Yo Yoshio.
saying, "Happy freaking birthday, Coury." Since we're all talking about the Master System, what are some of the underrated games that you like? I recently tried Psycho Fox and Psychic World, the latter being a cool run and gun style shooter, or run and style game ported from the MSX2. I've talked about it before, but I really like Lord of the Sword and Considine. And of course, the
Considine
first
seems
Zillion.
really mean. It looks cool, but it seems mean. I mean, but then again, Master System games often are kind of mean.
Yeah.
You know, people talk about I think I was talking about this on the Discord recently. Like, people talk about NES hard. I think Master System hard is way more daunting for me. But, you know, Psycho Fox is an interesting one. I mean, you know, I think you kind of don't think it's all that great, and I don't own it, but
it's good. But it's...
every time I've tried it, like, it just intrigues me. I mean, it's from the same people that made Magical Hat and Decap Attack. And it's the sense of momentum in those games is so bizarre, but it's also kind of unique. So it fascinates me. It deeply fascinates me.
So this was a Christmas game. I got this on Christmas, and I think I did a video log about Lunar. But I love the first Lunar. It was a huge, like, a game changer for me. I'd never played a game.
Was this your first Working Designs game?
This was, yes. And, you know, like, RPGs were so few and far between, especially like on the Genesis.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have a Super Nintendo yet.
I did, yes.
Oh, okay.
And you know, like, I just, because, you know, I didn't have any RPGs for the Super Nintendo though yet, but I got this game, and it was just like such a huge game changer for me because, you know, a lot of people really go on about how they don't like Working Designs translations, but when I played this, it was the first game that I'd ever played where the writing made it seem like they were real people. Mm-hmm. Like, they just, like, talked like regular people.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I would only play it at night, starting on Christmas Day. I would only play it at night because I just wanted to stretch out the experience as long as I could. Because I liked it that much, and I didn't want it to end. So
how long do you think it took you to finish?
And you know, this is before Working Designs started doing the foil stamping. In a way, I guess that's kind of like a grail, even though it's like I can easily probably get it. But I have at least one version of every Working Designs game released. But I sort of feel like I should get...
So this is the older version. The foil stamped version came later?
Yes. They hadn't...
Usually, though, like, I wonder, like, so what does that do for the value in this case? Because usually, I think, you know, hardcore collectors would consider, like, a reprint to be of lesser value.
Right. I think that this is, like, more common, though, actually. Look at I even sent in my registration card.
Oh, okay. What did that get you?
Nothing.
Well, then what's the purpose?
I don't know. I was just obsessed. Like, I sent it in because I just wanted to do something.
You wanted to have some sort of connection to this company.
Yes.
Do you think you understood at the time that Working Designs was just like the publisher and localizer and not like the developer?
Probably to an extent, but it's not something I really even thought about. But yeah, I mean, this is a heck of a game. You should really, I mean, we say this every year, but you should just play it this year.
Yeah, we say, I mean, we want to do a video.
I know.
Like, we need to do a video where you cover the Sega CD versions and I cover the PlayStation versions.
Yes. Like, why don't we just do that?
We should, that should be like our treat to ourselves for finishing Analog Frontiers.
That sounds good. But yeah, man,
Know your controller.
This is a well-loved game. I feel as though maybe the CD is probably pretty worn down on this one.
Oh,
yeah, but
I mean,
it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I mean,
this was the period where, when I got a Sega CD, and I like bought a lot of music as well. Like I had a habit of just like stacking up the discs. But I don't think I ever did it like really that much with games.
Like it honestly amazes me when you're looking at old games in a store, like most discs, like the vast majority of discs, are not in very good shape.
Right.
And I don't know how that happens. Like I have never treated my disc games with anything but the utmost care.
Yeah.
Like I do not know like how you can not be that way. Like how can you not treat your disc games very carefully? I mean, the one thing I can't understand is if you kept your discs in like a binder or folder or something. Those kinds of that in and out of those like folders. Like I did like keep some music CDs in those kinds of folders, and over time I noticed like, oh, like the bottom of my discs don't look as good after keeping them in these. But like I don't understand like how, like, I mean, you explained like at that time like you sort of stacked your discs and stuff, but eventually though you learn to do better, right?
Yes.
So like how is it that like 5% of the time or less you come across like a perfect condition game disc? Like
It barely
like I just
at all.
don't understand how like this isn't like just a universal thing that people do where they treat their games nicely.
So this game, like after I got this, like I had played I guess Phantasy Star 1, 2, and 3 at this point. But I was just like starved for RPGs now. Like after playing something where I really connected with the character, and immediately I went to this store called Zappers.
Zappers.
Yes.
There's a GameCube, PS2, Xbox game called
I'm not sure
Zapper.
if Chris Shulman is still in the chat, but he said, you should do a live stream where it's like just games that you paid 50 cents to play at Zappers. Because at Zappers, you could go there and you could pay them 50 cents and you could play any game in the entire store. They had a huge, like a row of TVs with every system hooked up to it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you could, you play any game in the store for an hour for 50 cents.
50 cents. That's amazing, actually.
Yeah. That's the first time I played the Saturn.
Uh-huh.
But they would also sell games, and I bought this.
I'm waiting to see what it is. Oh, so this was your first introduction to Square then?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
And do you have a complete copy of this?
No, I only have the. I believe I ended up eventually getting a Final Fantasy VI manual and map.
Oh,
but
wow.
I only have, for the Super Nintendo ones, I only have. Is this your original copy?
Yes, but I bought it used.
Oh, okay.
I bought it used, but it's complete.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
but this was
complete.
used in the early '90s, though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was, yeah. But I mean, it has a
manual. Oh, you've even got the dust cover.
It has a manual and it has this with it. I'm not sure. I'm sure there was other things probably, but this is what it came with.
Yeah, I've only got this as a cartridge. I do have a complete copy of Final Fantasy V, but
That's
those
cool,
are so
though.
cheap.
You said didn't a friend bring that back from?
He did, yeah.
Japan?
A friend. When we were, I guess it was first or second year of college. A friend studied in Japan, and he came back with a complete copy of Chrono Trigger and a complete copy of Final Fantasy V. And he said, I could pick which one I would want, and he'd keep the other. And I picked Final Fantasy V. That's the first import game I've ever owned.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, that's way before me. I think the
Actually,
first
you know what
import
though?
game I got was X-Men versus Street Fighter for the Saturn.
That might not be entirely true though, because when I bought my Virtual Boy, maybe a year or so, year and a half before then, it came with a copy of V Tetris, which is a different game from the Tetris game that came out here on Virtual Boy. And I actually rebought that recently. I think it was like $30. But I think that, of course, is not the copy that I own now. But I think that was even though I didn't seek it out, though,
Yeah.
And in fact, I don't think I bought another Japanese game until I got the Super Famicom Goemon games, which was quite a number of years later. That was like maybe around 2010, I think.
What's funny about this is that, only 20 pages of this manual is like actually a manual.
What's the rest?
Page 21 starts like the walkthrough. And look at how much text is in this walkthrough. Like, look at that.
How far into the game does it go? Does it go all the way?
No. Looks like
you remember
almost to the dwarf village.
So it goes like past the point where Cecil becomes a paladin.
Yeah, becomes a paladin. Yeah, like far past it.
Do you recall if you followed this? This was post Phantasy Star 2.
I didn't follow this at all. In fact, like I don't.
This was after Phantasy Star 2 for you, right?
A lot of stuff in this game. I couldn't wrap my head around what was happening in the battle scenes. Like, why is it advancing before I choose something?
Because the ATB is hidden in this game.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Does the manual even explain it?
I'm sure it does. Let's see.
Because I want to say like the GBA version of Final Fantasy IV. Does the GBA version of the game actually display the ATB?
Yeah, it says the new ATB system introduces the element of time into battles. Unlike conventional battles where you input commands for all party members, turn by turn, the ATB characters are given commands individually based on their agility ratings. The commands are immediately executed as the battle progresses without interruption for command input. Also, the enemy will strike without waiting for the player to make this command.
Does Final Fantasy IV have a wait option, though?
I don't think so.
Because wait, it took me a long time to understand the difference between active and wait. But what wait does is, you're selecting on the
shows here,
when you're like selecting on the top menu, like attack, defend, magic, whatever, like that, it doesn't wait there. But if you go into like the spells menu or the items menu, then it does wait, unless the enemy has already entered a command, and then it might execute. But you could stay on that without enemies entering new commands after that, I believe is how it works. But
you can go to like 6 is slow, but there is no wait mode.
I see. I mean, I always put it on the fastest setting. But
that's impressive. But I didn't have any problem with it until I think that the first place I got really stuck at was the when the giant robot attacks, and that was
Well, that's pretty
I think
near
that
the
was
end of the
my
game,
first,
or
like,
getting close.
what's that?
That's getting close to the end of the game.
Yeah, but I mean at the time, like, that was my first roadblock where I just didn't quite understand what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't use any of this stuff. In fact, I think that I had bought the game and the cartridge came outside of the box, but the box was shrink wrapped with all the stuff inside of it. So I never looked at any of it.
So what was your first reaction to Final Fantasy II, having come to it off of? I would say Lunar probably being a more visually advanced and also with CD sound. You know,
I never felt like the graphics were bad in this though. At the time, like, I never thought like, oh, like, this looks so bad.
Yeah, like
the only thing that got me was like the difference in writing. But the thing is like the writing in this and like the characterization is actually like really, really good compared to before Lunar. Like, I'd only played really like Phantasy Star games, which really don't have much at all.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the original Final Fantasy IV translation is not amazing, but it's still pretty good. And like, there is like just I've always kind of likened Final Fantasy IV to like Star Wars: A New Hope, where it kind of feels like this. You know, that movie stands on its own, even if it never got any sequels, and it just feels like this really tightly, well-told fantasy story.
Right.
And like, I've always kind of thought of, before it became something so much bigger. And I've always kind of thought of Final Fantasy IV is kind of filling that spot in Final Fantasy where it's like, it's a little more humble, it's a little more down to earth. But it's just a really well told, just good old fashioned story, you know?
Yeah, hang on, I'm grabbing something else here.
Now, see, I have never played the DS version of Final Fantasy IV, and I'll tell you why. It's because it has voice acting, and they call Cecil Cecil. And I will not abide by this.
I know, I can't not call him Cecil.
Yeah, but I see the same commenter is saying mainly due to the augment system. Now, see that I've never even heard of this, but like that to me, it sounds like they were trying. When you say augment system, it makes me think of they were trying to add some sort of system, some sort of like skill learning system or something to it, which sounds like something that we would not really be all that into, because again, that's one of these things that just makes Final Fantasy IV so good and pure and simple. Like, yes, I love stuff like the Esper system and the job system and the materia system and the junction system, and I love those systems, don't get me wrong, but there is also just something so nice about just kicking back, and these characters are what they are. They have the skills they have, and you have to use them, because that's another thing I like about Final Fantasy IV is that the characters come and go as the story dictates, and you're never making a choice about who is in your party. You have to deal with the cards you're dealt.
And that is something that, basically everything afterwards kind of lost.
Well, but you know what game I think kind of got back to that, though, is Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
For the first like 2/3.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like, instead of like you get a new character in an RPG, and you might be like, well, I'm already used to the characters I have. Or, when you have that control, like it's cool in a way, but then when you play a game where you don't have that control, sometimes I just think it's really refreshing, and it's like it makes you like maybe you got a new character who has like a weird skill set, and you're like, I don't feel like learning this. But then when you're forced to understand how these characters can work together, I think it actually makes for a really interesting situation. That's the big part of what I like about Final Fantasy 13, honestly. So,
I just wanted to show the zappers
Yeah, look at that.
on the label here.
But it was originally
I bought this from Matt
$60.
Macheski.
Oh yeah,
because he got this and several other games at a estate sale, and he hung on to a bunch of them. But he's like, here's a bunch of games here.
So wait, is this recent? This is pretty recently that you've got this from him?
This was like maybe 6 or 7 years ago now.
Oh, okay. So this is not a back in the day.
No, but I feel like this is. I was just happy. I only grabbed this because it has the zappers on the label. Like, I have no idea if this game is good or bad.
I don't think it's considered very good, but like, how bad could it be?
Yeah, like maybe. What if it's actually like really, really good?
What if it is a hidden
Should I
gem?
resolve to like play Tecmo Secret of the Stars this year? Look, see, here we go. There's another. $60 though, used. Right? Should I resolve to play this game?
Oh, it was. Oh man, they put the sticker on the label like that.
Yeah.
Yikes!
But I didn't care at the time.
Ooh. So Zappers isn't around anymore, is what you're saying.
Scepter's ever saying, "Why have I never heard of this game?" I think it's probably because it's specifically called Tecmo Secret of the Stars,
which is
a fantasy.
Is it even a Tecmo game? It is a Tecmo game.
Yeah.
Tecmo Secret of the Stars. Like yeah.
That is the actual title, Tecmo Secret of the Stars.
A fantasy.
Well, it just says a fantasy. I don't know if it does say it, I guess, on the side. So it is so I had got out my you had mentioned that you had just gotten like a complete version of this. And I brought this out fairly recently on a stream, I think. But this was my release day copy of this.
Oh well, no, I didn't get a complete version of this. I have a map and manual, but I don't have the box.
You don't have this? The registration?
No.
You know what? I guess I was just not good enough
to
be
I think I have a manual.
Squarehead.
Actually, I might not have the manual, but I've got the map.
You have the map, but do you have the poster?
I don't know. She off to show.
Do you have this? I should frame this. Right? It's like it's this box art is horrible. Like what were they? Who made this decision? Right?
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great.
What even is the shadow in the background? Like it looks like an X-wing with like demon hands.
I don't know. I want to know if there's anybody out there. Now, I wonder how much one of these shirts would sell for. The No Wimps Final Fantasy 3 shirt. Like how much would that sell for if one popped up on eBay?
No Wimps.
No Wimps.
Let me look it up right now.
Vintage No Wimps Final Fantasy 3 t-shirt. Like nobody probably ordered that.
No Wimps Final.
It's like worth
Fantasy
more than like
shirt.
I don't know. I want to No Wimps shirt.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Like, well, they were like trying to like market like Mog as being like super tough or something in like the TV ad and stuff.
And I mean, he's like such a minor part of the game. He's like an optional character.
Is he optional?
Yeah, like in the.
I guess he's optional in the World of Ruin, but you do run into him in the World of Balance.
Right. I mean, he's like right in the intro or in the first like hour of the game.
Yeah.
Did we talk about doing a video on that, or did we like discuss this before? Like, what Final Fantasy game has like the best first hour? Like Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 9?
Oh,
I feel like that's a discussion that we may have had before. Like, what about these? Like, I bet you these are expensive.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Final Fantasy. I think Final Fantasy 7 would be on there too, just because but that's more like the best first 20 minutes, and then it's kind of slow for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But Final Fantasy 9, yeah, it really Final Fantasy 9 doesn't let up for 3 or 4 hours. Well, I mean, man, I don't know. Final Fantasy 9 kind of doesn't let up.
But you see these soundtracks here, right? The Final Fantasy 3 and the Secret of Mana, and I ordered these because of it.
Yeah.
I think I've shown you these before. I've talked about these.
Yeah. What, the CDs?
Yeah, I mean these are the first video game soundtracks I ever bought.
Yeah,
because
Well, I
nobody
mean,
else
weren't they in the game CDs video?
Oh, they were, weren't they? I mean, it's there's nothing to them. That's right. I had totally forgotten about that. So it's been in an episode. It's
yeah,
not even cool to be showing up.
I was reminded in the Discord a couple of months ago about your outtakes in that blooper reel
For that episode?
when you ran down the stairs at Dave's.
Yeah.
Oh, those are pretty good.
I wonder if anybody has these posters though either, or even the Secret of Mana soundtrack, or not the soundtrack, but the T-shirt. How cool is that? But you look at these prices. I mean, these games, Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy 2 was $69.99 or $69.
Well, people are now
Not
complaining
so
about Final Fantasy 7 remake being $70 on PC.
Yeah,
Which, I mean, I'm not saying
Final
that
Fantasy 2 was.
I'm not saying that's
$70.
just justified, by the way, especially given that it's apparently a really, really bad port.
Yeah, I heard that it's not great either.
But still,
But the
does
watch,
put things
I wonder
in some
who
kind
has
of
one of these
perspective.
watches out there. The Moogle watch.
Yeah, it would drive me nuts, having any of this stuff, and then after the point that I learned that this is not actually Final Fantasy 3. And then it says Final Fantasy 3 all over it, that hat, its main point is the big I on it.
Yeah.
And it's but that's not even really Final Fantasy 3.
I'll say it. I say it every time though. It's that's
I know.
That's how I remember the game. I will always
I know,
remember it as
but
Final Fantasy 3.
I'm very much it doesn't stop me from playing the original version of it or anything, and it doesn't stop me from showing it in videos, but I will never verbally refer to it as Final Fantasy 3, unless I'm providing further context. It is Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah. What's really funny though? I look at this now. I look at this map, and that's an enormous spoiler. That is the spoiler of spoilers for this game.
Oh, is the World of Ruin on the back? It is.
World of Balance and World of Ruin.
It's just included, huh?
And the thing is it was still surprising to me. I did not make the connection at all.
Wow. Yeah, I saw it at a friend's house. I saw the floating continent scene before I played the game myself.
Oh, okay.
So I was aware, but still I definitely had an experience where I thought I had seen a lot of both Final Fantasy 4, 6, and 7 at friends' houses before I played them myself. And I thought I knew a lot about what happened. But then once I played through it from beginning to end myself and saw every bit of the way, I still realized wow, there's actually a lot of detail in here that I didn't know about. Like, so it was still like very surprising and exciting, like playing through them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's yeah, that's you know, I've got this I've got these two maps that I got at a Renaissance fair several years ago. That, like, you know, there's like this map seller that has like a bunch of like pop culture like maps. They're like, you know, these hand drawn style recreations of, like, you know, Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and whatever, you know, all the popular stuff. But then they also have like, you know, they have like some maps from like Dragon Age and things like that. And they've also got, you know, like quite a few Final Fantasy maps. And so I bought the Final Fantasy 4 and Final Fantasy 6 maps from them, and I have them framed. They're kind of cool. But the Final Fantasy 6 one has like the World of Balance and World of Ruin side by side on it. So that's kind of
cool. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you see, I wrote my completion time, or my finish time the first time through, was 36 hours.
Wow, that seems so fast to me.
Right?
That seems really because, like, honestly,
but I mean, it's like this is a really, really well paced game, and I did not have all the characters, I think, when I finished it the first time.
I mean, it is a really well paced game, but like the first several Final Fantasies I played through, like all of them took me like at least 50 hours. Like Final Fantasy 7 and 6 were both 50 to 60 hours for me. And I think then when I went back to 4, because I played 4 after 6 and 7. When I went back to 4, you know, that one was shorter, but I still think it was like 30 to 40 hours for me.
I think that next time you play the game, you should be forced to name Terra Wendy.
Is that like their example of renaming a character?
Yeah. Like
Wendy.
Renaming Terra to Wendy. Like, just think of some name. We just got to put any name in there. We just got to get the photograph. Wendy.
You think these are RGB screenshots?
The close-up ones look like they are. I don't think they have anything else. But I mean,
you know, the last time I played through
the Amano artwork in here, there's a lot of it in here.
Oh yeah.
Compared to 2.
Oh yeah, there's Mr. Tupon.
Yeah. And this has kind of a walkthrough.
Ultras.
In the back half of it. There's a Go-Go back here. You wouldn't even know it. But yeah. I mean, like I'm sure Chris is no longer in the chat. But this is like one of our, like, us getting Final Fantasy 3 the day it came out is like one of those memories that is just like burned into my memory.
You both got it?
Oh, I remember. I had it pre-ordered all summer, and you know, it came out the day before I was in 10th grade. It was it was homecoming at our school, and it was you know, it came out, and we went to, like, there's like an event at the school, like the Friday night, and I went and got it beforehand, and I had played like a little bit of it, like the first hour, and I told Chris that it was out, and he went and got it, and then we both like met up at the party, and then, you know, it was like an event at the school.
Who was the Esper on page 51? I didn't recognize that artwork.
Right here or before this?
On 51. 52 was Ifrit.
Yeah, I have no idea who this is.
Is that supposed to be Terra's father, Modwin or something?
Oh, maybe. But like I got this, and like I played a whole bunch like that Friday after the event at the school, and then during the day, and then we had the homecoming dance, and it was the first time I ever slow danced with a girl. Isn't that crazy? Like there's something about this, like it's all be like. That's why I always say that if
memories of this game.
What's that?
It all surrounds the memories of this game.
Yeah, it's all like surrounds like, the event of getting this game. And like it was like a big deal. And that's why I always said, like, if my house was burning down and I could only grab 2 games out of this basement, it would probably be Phantasy Star 1 and this. And just because I remember so much about that.
What was your opinion back in the day of the Amano artwork?
Like why doesn't it look anything like the characters?
Exactly. I didn't really. I love it now, but when I was younger, I did not really care for the Amano artwork because I'm just like, it doesn't look anything like the characters in the game.
No, and it's
I like it now, but like
for
back
somebody
then,
who doesn't know what's going on, you look at this, like when I looked at this, I was like, this looks like crap. Like I didn't understand what was going on, and it just like did not look great to me.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. Like I've come to love it over years of exposure to it, but back then, like I think you have to be a little older to just even begin to appreciate sort of the complexity of the art in some ways. Like I don't know, it's weird.
But like as a 15-year-old in Western New York in 1994, like it looked like crap to me.
Yeah,
and I think that's okay. Like I understand that it's it's beautiful, and I look at it now.
It is, it absolutely is. But yeah, like as a teenager, I was just like, this looks so weird. And there's like all of these weird when there's all these like weird extra like curls and threads and things coming off like all the armor and stuff. But then like I pointed out in the Final Fantasy 14 video that like what's so cool to me about some of the character designs in that game is that they do seem to have like some of those Amano-esque sort of visual flourishes where there's just these random like spikes and spires coming off of the shoulder pads, and some of these sometimes the the skylines of the cities that you might see from a distance kind of have this sort of whimsical sort of structure to them that I feel is very Amano-esque, and it kind of helps. I feel like they've almost done a better job in Final Fantasy 14 of, even though I don't think he was very involved with the visual design of 14, I think that his style has been that classical Final Fantasy artwork style has kind of been brought into the game.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's done a very good job of kind of solidifying, giving, a more tangible perspective on how this sort of abstract art can work in that kind of setting than these original games did, because the characters in the games just didn't look anything like it, except the monsters did. The monsters did, of course.
It's funny. I'm looking at all this artwork, and at least some of them, like most of them, all of them look like their characters, except for Celis. Like, looks nothing like her in-game character, like remotely.
You don't think so?
No, definitely not.
I think Locke looks really different.
But you see his portrait.
Oh,
And you can see, like it's his bandanas and stuff. But like Celes looks like her outfit is like yellow and black. Like looks
her
nothing
outfit's
even
different,
remotely
but
close to.
but like Locke's like in the game though, like his game sprite like has more of like a bandana like wrapped around his forehead, and you see like you can see his hair on the top, whereas in the artwork, like his bandana is like over his hair,
Yeah.
So that one was always really strange to me. And of course, the green hair, blonde hair thing on Terra has always been kind of an enigma. I mean, Terra's like character sprite outfit looks really different from the Amano art.
I wonder if it'd even be remotely possible for them to make a Final Fantasy game that like looks like the Amano artwork.
I mean, well, like I say, like aspects of Final Fantasy 14, I think get close, but obviously not like it's not like a complete vision. I mean, like, could you imagine like an Okami-esque visual style that like uses like these kinds of characters? That would be insane.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
I got like Strago looks like nothing. Like like in the game. That's kind of awesome though. He's like on this.
Well, I mean,
like this hover wheelchair.
Yeah. And Setzer's outfit is just like completely like there's like no like is visually like impenetrable. Like how are you supposed to even parse
what's
Setzer's clothes?
Yeah. It like what it does though is it shows like everybody's like little intro, and that's like one of my favorite parts of the entire game. I'm glad that I didn't look at this because I love getting at like like a single paragraph.
Black screen. Yeah, that was great. Like I can't really think of. I feel like there's probably been some games that have like paid homage to that, but like like the whole like Ocarina of Time like boss splash screen.
Yeah.
That like has like become so common over the years.
Oh yeah.
But like that feels like something that should have been revisited, and it never really was.
Mm-hmm.
I always like, but what I do love, you'll see it in some games sometimes these days. RPGs sometimes these days, the Final Fantasy VI did it best, and Chrono Trigger did it good too. Where when you beat a boss, it's got the
like the yeah. You don't see that at all anymore.
Well, I think like did Bravely Default do it? It might have, and I feel like I think I Am Setsuna did it.
Oh, I should play that.
I Am Setsuna is really good. Like I feel that I don't really understand the it seemed to have been received as a disappointment generally, and I think the main reasons were that the almost everywhere is this snowy setting, and the music is almost entirely piano, so there's like not a lot of visual variety in the environments and not a lot of sound variety in the music. I think is a big part of it, but I actually thought that made the game so extremely unique, because most video games have to have the grasslands, the volcano, the ice area, the jungle area. You have these checkboxes of all these video game areas that you have to visit, and I Am Setsuna doesn't do that. It's just like, okay, this is the snow world, like right. Everything, and you create your distinct environments and towns and settings all within this concept of this world that is almost entirely sort of wintry. And I thought that actually made it really different and unique. It didn't have to check off all the lava level, the ice level, the jungle level. It didn't have to check off those boxes, and I thought that made it kind of. I loved that.
Yeah.
The sewer. That's right.
That's a constant joke. I always like send
Yep.
you something. It's like, oh, of course, I was playing Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's like, of course, even Yakuza Like a Dragon has to have a sewer dungeon.
Mm. Is this your original Chrono Trigger?
This is my original Chrono Trigger.
I see. There's a little brown on your cartridge.
Yeah, it's like it's got
Wow,
some.
I can't
It's got
believe-
some brown on it. I don't know. Who knows? I was picking it up with dirty hands, I guess.
I didn't think Super Nintendo games came with dust covers at this late stage.
You know what? I probably
added it.
Yeah. I'll only add the official ones though.
Yeah. If I'm going to criticize some artwork, the Chrono Trigger box art is not great.
No, it is not great.
It's kind of
I
bad.
get what they were trying to do because it's probably I could see like a person doing the design for it, like looking at that and saying like, this is probably our best chance at selling more copies of this game.
But
the most exciting.
I'm sure though that it's drawn by Toriyama, right? It's definitely got. But why then would he have? Because I'm pretty sure that art is included in some Japanese art as well. But why the heck is Marl using fire magic? Like that's like
they have like a diverse characters, the diverse.
Why didn't they put Luca? If they wanted to have fire, why didn't they put Luca on there? I
don't know, because like they're trying to. Luca's too dorky to put on the box cover.
But Luca's the best.
I agree, but like.
Although Ala was usually the one in my party because she's really strong.
Mm-hmm. So this has like 2 maps with it. You have a complete copy of this, don't you?
No, I only have the cart. It was the first game that I ever bought that I paid like roughly like the new price for a used copy, and it was only the cart. But it was like $75. It was always this. It was a very special thing to me because a friend of mine, who I had watched play a bunch of RPGs on Super Nintendo over the years, and for the longest time I thought they were so boring. Like I loved the music. I thought the stories were interesting. I was kind of invested in those aspects, but I didn't want to play the game, and I was always like kind of poking fun at like, well, why don't the enemies move, and why when you attack the enemies do you not actually hit them?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just like the abstract nature of the combat was just seemed so stupid to me.
Yeah. Thinking about this though, I guarantee you that he drew this without any like knowledge of like what kind of magic characters we're gonna be using.
But then why did the game director like not reject this?
Well, maybe they were still like it was still like early on.
I guess it's possible.
Like who knows? Maybe this was like before they even. Maybe it was a concept.
And Marl is like wearing like a purple coat,
right? That
which
she
is
never
more like
wears
Luca's
in the entire
color.
game.
Yeah.
So I could see that being the case.
I guess so. But anyway, so I didn't think RPGs were for me. I ended up getting Mario RPG and I got into it, and I really got into it. But I still thought like Final Fantasy and stuff, like I just don't think I could get into that. And eventually that friend moved away, but he was emailing me and saying like, oh man, this game Chrono Trigger. Like this was several years after it had been out, probably 3 years after it had been out. And he was like, you really should try it. Like, I know you're just thinking like, oh, it's an RPG, I'm not gonna like it, but like it's really, really good. Like, you would definitely like it. And I was like, he like kept insisting, like, I'm looking at him like, oh, it's $75 and it's like used. Like, I don't want to pay $75 for a used game. And I was like, well, another friend of ours had recently gotten a PS1. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I will play Final Fantasy VII at his house, and if I like it, then I'll get Chrono Trigger. And I played the first like hour or two of Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, okay, like I think I can actually get into this now.
Yeah.
Like, a few years ago I didn't really understand it, but I kind of get it now. And so I ordered, because I was used to just walking into Funko Land and getting whatever game you wanted. But you couldn't just get Chrono Trigger locally. I had to order it from Funko Land online, so I ordered it for $75, and I think it was $70 or $75. This was probably around 98, 99, and then the rest is history. I mean, that is the game. Making that gamble on buying that game at that price was really the catalyst for what turned me into like a big RPG fan.
Yeah.
Even though like I got it a few years late, like it was,
I always bring this out because I love the Final Fantasy 3 selling for $79.99 or $79 in here.
I mean, I wonder what the cheapest like going price for a Chrono Trigger cartridge has ever been. Like, has it ever been like less than $70?
Like release date or like retail?
Yeah, has it ever been under retail price?
I bet you there's somebody out there that got a bunch of copies of Chrono Trigger on clearance.
You think? I don't know.
Someone was saying, like, am I the only... someone said earlier, am I the only one who called Marley? And I definitely called her Marley.
Oh, did you?
For a long time.
Well, I still think, like, is there any, like, definitive word on how you even should say it? I've always said Marl, but I honestly always thought it was a very strange name.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely always said Marley.
Yeah, I mean, in Isla, like, I've never.
What do you call her?
I think Ala.
I always called her Ayla.
See again, like there's a couple of names in this game that are like I don't really know how you should say.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another good one: Chrono or Chrono. I always say
Chrono.
Definitely Chrono, but I understand where people that say Chrono are coming from because like chronological.
Yeah. Yeah. This has kind of a long thing on it too.
But I would assume that the Japanese would be Kurono, right? Kurono. So I feel like Chrono is a little closer to that, pronunciation.
But there's like some other artwork in here. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad that they really used a lot of it in here.
No, well, I mean, at this point, wasn't Dragon Ball already kind of popular in the U.S.?
No, when it released, it wasn't. It
wasn't. Were you aware of it?
Was I aware of it? I was aware of it only because I had maybe read about it in like a magazine or something like that.
But do you think that you knew that
it wasn't like on TV or anything yet?
But do you think you knew that the artist for this game was?
I knew it was the same only because I read about it though in EGM.
Oh, you're putting the game in upside down. I don't know about.
Did I just put it in upside down?
You put it in upside down.
Well, you know what? It's mine. It's okay.
Yeah.
I gotta fix it now. I'm not gonna pull the whole thing out.
What if having the game upside down somehow like slowly, causes it to degrade faster?
Do you ever have like superstitions like that? Like, what if I put the game in upside down and it like my life just falls apart? So I have like this Metro card, like a New York City subway Metro card that's like always been in my wallet.
Story before.
And I feel like I cannot get rid of it because if I get rid of it, like my entire life's gonna fall apart. Is that weird?
I mean,
is that like the very definition of having superstition?
Well, it's kind of like I've got on my original 1994 Super Nintendo, I've got that. I can't even think off the top of my head what it says, but there's like a little sticker underneath the power button, like a little gray sticker that says like, do not unplug something, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what it says, but there's like that little gray rectangular strip sticker just on the top of the system under the power button. And like, I never took it off, and I think a lot of people did take it off. And it has survived all this time, and it's like, but it's starting to kind of peel off. Mm-hmm. It's like, but I don't really shoot B-roll of that system because I've got a one chip system that doesn't have that sticker, and it's not yellow or anything either.
Yeah.
I actually don't have a yellow Super Nintendo. Totally out of luck. But
you can't peel it off.
Like that sticker,
off, or else like the entire life's gonna.
I mean, it's not that exactly, but it's like for me, it's like it's been here all this time. Like I can't.
And you're still alive.
It's
like if I remove this, am I
I've
like
made it this long?
Like what if I die because I removed this?
Well, sometimes like whenever I buy like used games now, if they've got price stickers on them, like I almost always take them off unless like it just seems like if it's on the back of the case though and it seems like it's going to be an awful lot of work, sometimes I'll leave them on, but usually I do. And sometimes I'll pull a game off my shelf that has a price sticker still on it, and like maybe it's a game that I got much longer ago before I really bothered taking price stickers off, and it's like, well, but like I feel like I have owned it with the price sticker on it for so long that like the price sticker is like it's like part of it now. Like I feel like if I remove it within like a month of owning the game, then that's one thing. But if like I've owned the game for this long with the price sticker still on it, it's like, but now it's like a part of its history.
I just had to grab this. This is not my original copy.
Yeah,
I famously got rid of mine
famously
sold
everyone knows this.
When I was trying to raise money to move to New York City, or actually, I'd already moved to New York City, and I was like, was broke, and I sold it for $80. But I was thankfully able to get another copy, and it's just I just thought it would be fun to bring it over here because I mean, how often do we have a chance to like casually page through a Snatcher manual?
I mean, this was the game that made you a Kojima fan.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's
Metal
kind
Gear
of
on the NES to completion.
But I mean that's not really
it was
Kojima.
The same person until like I played this, and then Metal Gear is a character in this. You really need to play this.
I know. But I feel like it's kind of it is a unique perspective. Someone who you got this game day one, right?
I did get it in day one. Yeah,
like it's such a unique perspective.
And I got it specifically because I had seen that screenshot of the one guy with his head that had been twisted off. Like everywhere is like, I can't believe how gory this is. I need to get this game.
But then, I feel like very few people were like fans of Kojima before Metal Gear Solid. And so it's like, it's cool that you wanted to get Metal Gear Solid because, because of prior experience with the creator.
Yeah. I think that you would really like this. It's a good story, and you probably have no idea, like where
I
the
know
story
very
goes, do
little
you?
about. I know almost nothing about where it goes.
Oh man,
I mean,
it blew my mind the first time I played it. My brother and I were on the edge of our seats the entire time. We were sitting on the floor.
So you were playing it together.
What's that?
You were playing it together?
Yeah, I mean, I played, but he just watched.
It was just like, what's going to happen?
But look at this, the whole comic and everything in here, the manga.
Yeah,
in here.
that guy on page 9, you've probably already flipped it away, but he looks like Liquid Snake.
Him?
Yeah.
It's random Hajil. But this is just the intro right here. All this stuff is from the intro. One time I tweeted to the guy who voices Gillian Seed, and I think that he very rarely reads, or at least at the time, very rarely read Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And every couple of months he would respond to my tweet as if he had never responded to it before. I don't know why that just is funny, but every few months he would respond to it. And he's like, "Yeah, I was the voice of Gillian Seed in Snatcher."
That's funny.
And every few months he would respond to it like he had never responded to it before. This is a lot of this manual.
It's a huge portion of it.
Look at this. It's 2047. It's not that far. There he is.
I feel like the late 2040s is seems to be a really common sci-fi.
It was just far enough away to seem like it was possible. If you do play this, though, are you going to play it and use a justifier?
Oh, I forgot that was. I mean, I don't have a justifier.
I could lend you mine.
I mean, the regular justifier is pretty common.
Yeah,
I mean, have you played through it with a justifier?
No.
Do you know if it's considered to be a very good way to play?
I bet it's not, because it's just like a 3x3 grid. Mm-hmm. So hitting nothing is just your center, and you have all 8 directions. Yeah, it's not difficult. None of them are difficult until the very last one.
Mm.
But what's funny is all these show the Sega CD too. Look at that! Look at that horrible picture. Yeah, see, it's just that's what the shooting sections are like. It's not really worth it.
Oh, I see. So if you hit anywhere within those 9 squares, it registers a hit with justifier?
I mean, I assume so. It probably detects, as long as you're aiming within one of these boxes. I like this. They have this guy on this page, and it's just a flip of this. It's there he is saying, "You puny human." There he is there. It's just a flip.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. See? You got to play it though.
I
This is very, very
I
good.
know. Oh, did we ever read the super chat from Scott?
I feel like there was 2 that we may have missed.
Yeah, I think there was a new Joshua Helmke. We just got so absorbed in these manuals.
I know, it's kind of fun though.
I've just been like entranced.
Yes. There was $2 from Joshua Helmke an hour ago. Sorry
gosh.
Saying $2.
I completely lost track of time.
Mark, you have to play Lunar.
I do. We've been saying it for years. I mean, I've got the PlayStation versions, so there really needs to be a video. Just you cover the Sega CD, I cover the PlayStation. Let's just do it.
Yeah. And there was also $4.99 from Scotter 140, 42 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Hopefully you're still in the chat. Saying I still haven't played played the FF7 PSP game. The title escapes me. What do you think the best way to play it is without a PSP? Seems a port might not ever happen.
Crisis Core.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried that on PPSSPP. Emulate. I mean, that when I was recording a bunch of software emulator stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For Analog Frontiers Part 3. I mean, using PC emulators is not my area of expertise. And I often end up frustrated because I don't know how to fully set things up. PPSSPP was hands down the most positive user experience I had with any of the emulators. It has a great interface. It works really well. The games look really good. It is a very impressive piece of work from what I have seen. So that would probably be pretty good. Didn't the new update on the RetroTink has like a dedicated PSP mode? Doesn't it even have like a PSP like LCD effect? I think I saw a screenshot of someone posting in our Discord of like a LCD effect for PSP scaling in the RetroTink 5X, which is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd definitely like to see that myself.
Oh yeah, kind of a walkthrough back here.
And then of course there's like sharp scale with the
yes.
a hacked PSTV.
Because it was never released digitally either.
It was never released digitally, so you would have to, if you were to play it without a real UMD, you have no other choice than just download it, But Crisis Core is pretty well regarded, I believe. At the time I played it, I didn't love it. I thought it was just okay. But it is generally pretty well regarded, so, there's a pretty good chance you'd like it more than I did.
Zane's dad's calling me out because it says right here, it says, this is sensitive information, do not distribute. And I'm like showing it on stream.
Yep.
By order of Junker headquarters.
Yep. Artemio is gonna lay the crackdown on you now.
Yeah. But you look at this, right? So you go through this, and this is like so Kojima right here, right? Like there is
this like
so much
excessive information
here. It's like not in the game at all.
Well, except in a modern Kojima game, it would be in the game.
Yes, but I mean, you look at here, and it's like, the bounty hunter program, and it's like average bounty hunter salary.
Yeah, I can like totally just see like Master Miller just like on the codec just going the average income salary of a bounty hunter is blah 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 is ratified by the bylaws of blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Going through Junker's equipment, an artificial skin spray. Junker's Rush, which I don't think is in the game either. Junker's Rush is a type of chewing gum supplied to Junkers with adrenaline crystals incorporated into the gum base. This is like
This is so Kojima.
It's so.
It's so
It was first used
Kojima.
during World War III in emergency situations to temporarily boost reflexes, accuracy, and strength. Extended use creates extreme depression and fatigue. Its
It's
effects are
like
similar to the burst of superhuman power occasionally observed in persons caught in extreme circumstances, such as fire or other accidents.
This is so Kojima.
It is. But it's great that they like put this into the manual.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, I do not remember reading any of this stuff.
Who
And I
published
think
this game here?
I'm
Did
disappointed
Konami
in
publish
myself.
this themselves here, or did someone else do it?
What's that?
Did Konami do this themselves in the US, or did
Yeah,
someone
it's
else
Konami.
do it?
Yeah. Oh, like, see, here's another thing. Like, the Junker trench coat. I did not know that, that it was a special trench coat. But it's a heavy-duty trench coat designed for runners, constructed with alamid fiber fabrics and Flexion armor components. I mean, this is like... It could not be any more Kojima
Oh,
if it
yeah.
tried.
It's the most
They used
Kojima thing ever.
I mean, they were probably like, oh man, we just like have all this information. Let's put it in there. I mean,
well, I mean,
each one of
I
these
bet it. I
paragraphs,
bet it's.
I wonder if like how long it takes him to come up with all this stuff. Like if he like writes one of these paragraphs, like comes up with a detailed history of a specific part.
And like,
of the
does he
world,
just
like,
do that in
each
like
night.
20 minutes?
Yeah, if he just like already has it, like has it in the back of his brain, or if he like spends an evening on it.
Yeah, I would love to know more about his process.
Yeah.
It's because it's so distinctive. You
Yes,
know?
I mean, I feel like it seems like he would never have time to think. Like he's always processing.
Yeah.
Like worthless details. I feel bad saying it.
But it's what makes his games what they are, though.
Yeah.
Like it's like I've always said that I feel like the two game directors whose work is just like unmistakable is Kojima and Sakurai.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sakurai's still like the menu systems and a lot of the little details and how things are put together, a lot of similar game modes and difficulty scaling in his games. You just like even Sakurai's games sound very similar, even when they aren't necessarily the same composers working on them. They just have a similar like sound that he must ask the composers for. Yoko Taro, I am not as familiar with his work. I've only played Nier 1.
Yeah, but the
on PS3. But
amount
I'm
of
sure his
history
stuff
that
is
he has
very
given
distinctive
that
as
world
well.
And that whole story is pretty incredible. Like it has a whole like timeline with detailed events happening each year of like the
Suda
downfall
51
of human
also
civilization and stuff like that.
Also not as intimately familiar with his work, even though I have like his games. Have I beaten a Suda 51 game? I don't think I've played through one. And of course, there's what's his name, Swery.
Yeah,
which I did play Deadly Premonition. I played the demo of The Good Life, which seemed really cool. It seems like something I would like a lot. I'm pretty sure Limited Run had something to do with that, so I'm hoping that there will be a physical copy available to everyone for it.
of what? Of the
Good Life.
Oh, probably. Eventually.
I think they play a role in the Kickstarter. I'm assuming that the physical has not happened and it like wasn't available to everyone. I'm sure it'll be available to everyone.
See, it says
The
here,
the
Metal
demo
Gear
for
is
that was pretty
equipped
neat.
with an NMR, STM, and scanning EM microscopes. What is NMR, STM?
I mean, does it even matter?
Yeah. And that's that. So that was an enlightening experience. I had never seen any of this stuff. Even though I had the game, I just never...
You never read this?
I guess I don't at least recall reading it.
Or you probably started reading it and thought it was so boring, but then like, but now that it's just like, now that you understand like the creator's style,
Yeah.
like it's
I can appreciate it more.
yeah, you can appreciate it for sure. Whew. It's almost midnight.
I know. I was gonna say like it's probably time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Indian Snatcher is
Yeah, I think nothing I can break out is gonna be nearly as good probably. Although, I mean, this was like a lot of fun.
This was fun.
I mean, I played a game for 3 minutes.
Well, I mean,
Basically.
your overhead camera setup here is just like beyond perfect for stuff like this.
Yeah, and it's just fun to go through stuff like that. I mean, I think that we should do stuff like this more often. I'm not sure if anybody who is like not a regular viewer would get much out of it, but I think it's a fun way just to hang out with, like people who come to our live streams, and especially people who come every week.
Yeah. Little something different. Well, I see here there's a last minute $5 super chat from Eric Fox. Thank you, saying happy birthday, Coury. Happy New Year, everyone.
Everyone. Gosh. So when is the next stream? Is it like the 2nd, or is it like New Year's Day?
No, New Year's Day is going to be Saturday. So the next stream will be the
2nd.
The 2nd, yep.
Dang.
I'll come up with something.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, look for the games we played in 2021 on Friday, New Year's Eve.
Yep. Oh, so okay. Friday. Friday's the day. All right.
Friday's the day. Like, I mean, we are not releasing. We are not releasing it after that. So if we're like still have like, if we're still not done editing, it's just going to be like, well, the games I haven't edited are just not going to be in it.
Yep, basically.
It is releasing on New Year's Eve, no matter what.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining me for my birthday, and we'll have another stream on my birthday in, what is it, like 7 years?
I don't know how that stuff works.
Well, that'll be my 50th birthday.
Ugh. That's
I don't
crazy.
know if we'll still be. Hopefully, we're still doing stuff.
I hope so, but I don't know how. Like I told you recently that it was like surreal to me to think of like people in my friend groups being like 40 years old. I'm not ready for people in my friend groups to start being 50.
And then it's only a matter of time before you're 50.
Oh well, Zane's dad says his 50th birthday is his next one, so it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Before you know it.
I'm not even 40 yet.
Yeah. Well, thank you for everybody who donated and everyone who hung out. Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun. Lot of fun. I think we'll be doing it some more in the future. And I hope everyone has a great New Year's and a great week. Hopefully, if hopefully you have time off. If not, hopefully it's a quieter week.
Yep.
And I hope everyone takes care.
Yep, and we'll just be busy on that video.
Oh, there's the $2.
It won't be a lighter week for us necessarily.
It's just a number, Try. It is just a number. Heck yeah. All right, everybody. Take care. And good night.
Good night.